Get it. I get it. If you see Clear Obscure Expedition 33 on the thumbnail and you're like, hold on, whoa. Is this some clickbait? This is not an Xbox game, but this is talking about Xbox cooking. And then you look at the title, Xbox finally cooking or newfound praise undeserved. Hear me out here, okay? Because we got a lot of things in relation to this game and other games that are not exclusive Xbox titles, but there's an Xbox element that has been very pillar in boosting these titles up and giving them an opportunity to even shine. So hear me out, because we can't ignore things like day and date and Game Pass when it comes to games like Clear Obscure or Atom Fall, which is one of my personal favorites right now, and so forth and so forth. That's in Game Pass right now over the last several months, or coming to Game Pass. We cannot ignore that even though those games are multi-plat, even the Xbox first party games, them being available in day and date means something to consumers. Okay. Now, a lot of people may say, well, yeah, I feel you, MM. And you know what? I'm with you. Even though Clear Obscure clearly is a multi-plat, and clearly the best place to play for all intents and purposes would be the PlayStation 5 Pro, if you have the Pro, because I believe Clear Obscure is going to be Pro enhanced, right? That being said, the reluctancy to say, you know what, all this stuff hitting Game Pass, the Oblivion remake, like stuff like this hitting all at once or all within a more suitable cadence within the last few months, why isn't Xbox getting any credit for that being day and date and Game Pass? Is this a case of the Xbox tax as far as recognition, or is the praise missing something and shooting over the moon? Let's talk about it, people. It's your boy, MM2K of Hard Knock Digital Culture, Cloud Dosage in here. MM2K Gaming back again with another episode of The Dosage. This is where we do our shorter videos talking about the latest and greatest in the video game sphere, excuse me. But before we get into that sphere, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, rock those bells for notifications, please, so you know when we're dropping these doses. All right, so let's get into it. Again, the aforementioned Clear Obscure Expedition Baba 33, whatever the hell that long name is, right? Great title. I love it. It's going to be the premiere. Oh, I love the prospects of this game. It's going to be the main title that we showcase here for this particular video, because it is one that I'm got to be honest with you, I'm really excited to get my hands on this title. It's getting a lot of praise. Like, it's crazy the praise that this game is getting. Like across the board, reviewers and gamers alike are like, yeah, this is a game of the year. This is definitely a game of the year entrant, or it's the game of the year winner, right? They're saying one or the other. So what I would like to do is I would like to take this opportunity to look at Clear Obscure, Atom Fall, and all these other games being in Game Pass, and then ponder upon the question, is this the case again of people overlooking what Xbox is doing as far as getting these games day and date and Game Pass, or is it a case of people capping for something happening at Xbox where it's like an element that should be praised versus the entire, you know what I'm saying? What do you call it? The entire outfit over at Xbox or Microsoft Gaming getting praised. Well, first and foremost, let's take a look at what's going on here. And again, I know this is a multi-plat, but you guys we can't overlook the fact that this game that you see on your screen is actually coming to Game Pass day and date. It's the equivalent, like just imagine if Baldur's Gate, from the reception that it's getting now, it's not as big, actually as big as Baldur's Gate as far as reception. Right now, here, let me show you this right here. Right now, it's sitting at a 92 on Metacritic, which is pretty good for particularly for an indie game. But right now, as it stands, this is 2025's Baldur's Gate, right? As far as like big reception for an RPG that really comes out of nowhere and shocks everybody, right? Like I think a lot of people was expecting Baldur's Gate to be a solid title. I didn't think they were expecting that. And I think Clear Obscure is a title maybe not as, piercing and as effective in the gaming community, but I think it's one that is in that same vein. Really comes out of nowhere, shocks a lot of people because it's turn-based RPG in a vein, you know what I mean? But it's a 92 right now, and it's coming day and date to Game Pass. So, and someone like myself, where I normally just indulge in PC Game Pass, I have Game Pass Ultimate. That gives me access to the console version, and the PC version, and the cloud access, and I got that for $8. I found that on kingun.net, and got, it was like, because what I do is I let my subscription lapse every month. I'm not paying for a particular time period where there might be games that I don't like. Now this time is a little different because again, 3 games that I'm really interested in that I didn't have to buy that normally I would have had to pay. Let's see here, $150 for. I saved myself $150, and so far I've paid probably $15 for the access to all 3 of them. And that is Clear Obscure, that is Atomfall, and that is the Oblivion remake. Now again, I am in the vein with people, and I get where people are saying, okay, MM, you're celebrating being a cheapskate. No, I'm not doing that. Hear me out. Because I am all about, now I'm gonna tell you where I would prefer to play these games. My number one place to play these, right now in the introductory phase is through Game Pass. It's through PC Game Pass, or in this case, this month, Game Pass Ultimate. I would prefer, if I'm going to make a long-term commitment to a game, I would prefer to do it first on my PlayStation 5, secondly on PC, because I don't have an Xbox. But even though I don't have an Xbox, this is a way for Xbox to still tap into me as a consumer and get at least a dime from me where they wouldn't get anything. Because if my options were you got to buy an Xbox for this, let's see here, none of the 3 games that I named were exclusive, so I would not be buying an Xbox for access to those games. So yeah, so it's smart partnerships to go with Game Pass, and even smarter because they can get the dime from me. And if I'm like, what, I really like what I'm playing here, like in the case with Atomfall, I might just go and, I don't know if you want to call it double dip, but I might just go and buy it on the PlayStation 5 to, because I do like playing on my Pro. I want to build up a library there, and more importantly, because I feel like that, even though, with the 4080 tier on GeForce Now, I'm getting 1% gaming, and I'm getting gaming that, only the top 1% PC gamers can experience. I really feel like that with the PlayStation 5 Pro as of late, the optimization that is coming to these games as of late, they're being taken more seriously. I don't know if it's because it's an added addition or next leap of the PSSR technology or PlayStation 5 Pro technology, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it is, but I really feel like I want to build my library then. So if I'm going to dedicate and purchase a game, I'm most likely to purchase it for PlayStation 5. If I want to just trial the game and see what it's like, that's where PC Game Pass steps in. So you're talking about $150 worth of games that, because in this era you're really short pressed to not be able to try games like how you used to in the 360 generation. Me having access to PC Game Pass, me being able to play it on GeForce Now Ultimate, on the 4080 tier and get that great output and performance. It shows me the best of the game, and then it helps cater my decision if I want to invest in it even further. So again, that whole pool of Game Pass opening up avenues, finally with more attractive games day and date, that can't be overlooked, right? And then because of this, now you got people, you even got PlayStation fans. I've seen PlayStation fans on Twitter say, hey, look, if Xbox would have stayed in there a little bit longer and competed instead of capitulating to PlayStation, they'd be kicking their rear end in 2025. They'd be kicking their rear end in 2025. And there might be some truth to that, but it ain't happening. They capitulated. They bent the knee. But if there's one thing you haven't noticed, now some of you may have picked it up. You know what I mean? Some of you may have picked it up and said, hold on, Moss, you're doing what everybody else is doing. And what is that? That is trying to give credit to all of Xbox when really the credit and the temporary credit for now just simply goes to Game Pass. Because when you want to look at Xbox, you got to look at three things, because we can't forget that the entire gaming effort is Windows gaming. So when you look at Xbox, you got to look at it at three tiers, which the very top tier is the ecosystem. The second tier is Game Pass. And then the very third tier is, okay, what games do you get day and date that you can't get anywhere else? And I'm not just talking about Game Pass, I'm just talking about on the ecosystem altogether. So let's look at the ecosystem, which is, PC, the Xbox Windows Store, wherever Xbox Cloud is at, in the console. Okay. The Windows Store is trash. It's trash. I already talked about when I was trying to play the Oblivion remaster natively via the Windows Store, because I have access to it via Game Pass Ultimate. Not a pleasant experience at all. Horrible experience. Too complicated, whatever. And it took longer. It's just not easy to interact with. Okay. And so that's plaguing the PC experience. Let's talk about the cloud experience. Look, man, I haven't had access to the cloud for a while because I made it my business about a little bit over a year ago to stop even trying to play around with xCloud. I think the last time I had access to xCloud was what do you call that game? Redfall. After I played Redfall on there, and not only is Redfall just a horrible game, but the cloud experience for me was horrible. Like, imagine going from GeForce Now to xCloud. It's like going from a T-bone steak to an old Big Mac patty that's been laying in the garbage for about 3 weeks. I mean, even though it doesn't look horrible on the outside, when you bite into it, you'll feel the disgust on the inside, right? Because, the McDonald's meat doesn't age on the outside for some reason. Preservatives. All right, but with that being said, yeah, it was a horrible experience. So now that I have Game Pass Ultimate, I booted up Atomfall on it, and not trying to be gross, but I wanted to throw up in my mouth. So xCloud isn't the greatest. Shout out to the homie Doc Dark, who's all in as someone that's really willing to game wherever he can game. Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? It is your boy, MM2K of Hard Knock Digital Culture, Cloud Dosage, MM2K Gaming, here with your other host of today's podcast, the In a Row podcast, that is Cold Blood Sensei. Cold Blood, how you doing today, man?
Awesome.
Great. We got some great news coming today. Of course, your favorite, right? Switch 2?
No.
he said
Stop.
Yeah, man, we got some great news coming today. We're going to talk about some gaming. Some cool games been dropped this week, man. We're going to talk about that. There's this debate over Xbox and what's going on with, is Xbox cooking, or is Game Pass just having a good era with some games in it, for with some good notable games in it at the moment, or is it none of the above or all of the above? We'll talk about that, because that got you guys excited. You guys got trolled yesterday, and I love it because it just proved what I've been saying the last month about you fanboys on all sides. But anyway, and then Days Gone, which really ain't getting much oxygen. Days Gone Remastered release. So we're going to try to scour and see if anybody's even flipping paying attention. Oh, we can curse now.
Nobody gives a fuck.
See if anybody's fucking paying attention. I want to get the game, but I'm going to be honest with you. There's no point in me getting it now at this moment, because I'm playing either Atomfall or Clear Obscure. And I haven't even booted Clear Obscure yet, so I don't even know what actually I'm playing, but I can tell from what I'm seeing. I was rapping to my brother behind the scenes real quick about his experience. I can just tell I'm out of those two, I'm not picking anything up. Don't get me wrong, Oblivion Remaster is cool, but Oblivion isn't my super shindig. You know what I mean? But yeah, you guys don't know, but we'll see if anybody anywhere gives a shit about Days Gone Remastered. And then I'm gonna tell you too, Cold Blood, which, well, we'll talk about it. There's just some, I don't like how that's going down with Sony, because had I known what the fuck was going on, and let this be a big lesson with Sony, but the way something went down kind of left a sour taste in my mouth about the game. I really want to play the remaster, because I never really got a chance to finish the original game, and the opportunity to play it at 60 frames on the PlayStation 5 Pro is something I really want to do, but Sony should have done something a lot better. All right, but with that said, let's get into today's show. Let's see, we got Juice in the house. Did I do the, hold on, did I connect everything? Let's see if I connected everything. I don't think I did. Nope, I sure didn't. So you guys can't chat with us. Well, you guys can chat, but can't pull it up. So let me fix that right now, so we can pull up that chat. Do us a huge favor. I know everybody and their grandmammy isn't in here now, but do us a huge favor. You know how huge this is for the platform. Please hit that like button if you haven't hit it already. We got Geek the Sneak in the house. What's up, Geek? Hit that like button, please. That's all you gotta do. It doesn't cost y'all a damn thing. Just hit the like button, okay? All right, I think I plastered this. What is going on? All right, we plastered this everywhere we could. Hit that like button. All right. I do want to say real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes about these cool games, and then does Xbox deserve any credit for anything? I just want to say I never am ceased to be amazed by how conveyor belt and cookie cutter people can be on the internet. I tried a social experiment last night, and I was kind of like, what do you want to call it? I was kind of just, I was trolling, because I left a comment post last night about it too, because I was just amazed at how butthurt people got over here. But the video that we made last night that we played a little bit of, and I purposely let it play a little bit longer just so we can get to the part to show you where we were trolling. Where I said, is Game Pass or is Xbox cooking, right? Now, I get it that YouTube here has said, look, we think that this is a fanboy channel. And because our algorithm is brain dead, we're going to put everybody in front of fanboys. I get that YouTube's done that, but there's been a lot of you that have been following us for years, and you're smarter and you know better. And some of you got so butthurt. And again, I'm not talking about the people that just disagreed. If you disagree, we exercise dialogue, disagreement, debate, all the other stuff. I'm not talking about the people that disagree and said, Moss, what are you talking about? I was more or less disappointed with the people that did not listen to the video for the context, that just read the thumbnail, that's been here for a while, that didn't know better. Like that would be like, for instance, if Cold Blood just came out of nowhere and was like, you know what? Fucking Mario Kart being at $90 really is an awesome thing. Someone would be like, whoa, hold on. I see the title, even though the title was ambiguous. But I've been listening to the content. Let me see what Cold Blood is saying, and it's exactly what I thought. Now, not all of you. I won't even say most of you fell to the social experiment, but a lot of you did, and that just reinforced my point and my scolding over the last few weeks. And I will say this personally, and we'll talk about it further with you guys, and then with Cold Blood. Personally, I do think it's a cool thing for Xbox Game Pass to have, in my opinion, 3 games that are decent. It's about time. It's been like, what, 8 or I don't know how long. I can't even remember how long Game Pass has been around, like 8 years. It's been 8 years for them to have 3 games in it, to where someone like myself, who doesn't see the subscription service as a value, I look at it as a bargain and feel like for the first time, oh, for someone that's into this type of business model, it probably would be a value. Even though I think that's a cool thing for someone to spend money on something and say, oh, there's actually some value in it this time, does not mean that I would think that Xbox as a whole is cooking. And just some food for thought. Those of you that reacted the way that you did, that went out of your way to unfollow, which, trust me, it doesn't hurt my feelings. Actually, I wanted you guys to unfollow, but went to unfollow because of that, because you're so emotionally tied to nothing being said properly, or there's nothing said nice about Xbox, is insane. And I want to tell you guys, it was funny, it was comical, but at the same time, you might want to just take a deep breath, take a step back, and reevaluate your emotions. Because here, PlayStation may be our favorite platform, but PlayStation isn't our daddy's, right? Like I said in my post. So you guys that was a real reality check, because you didn't put 2 and 2 together. Why would Moss say that Xbox is cooking? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I fall into that for 3 games, 2 of which isn't even theirs? Because it's in Game Pass. And y'all know how I feel about Game Pass. So I just took the little 5% of what I could extract from being positive about Game Pass and baited you and exposed you for who you are. So when you guys ask me, Moss, why did y'all move the other live streams to Twitch, or how come you this, that, or we other? Just look at the response to that video and how people got butthurt and had it seeped all out of their anal rectums. And that's your answer. All right. With that said, let's get on with the show. Cold Blood, what's going on, brother? Let's get this out. Xbox. Yeah, let's get this out of the way. There's a big argument that Xbox is cooking now. We saw your good friend Pork Eat 'em Up post something. Man, Xbox is cooking now, man. Why can't we had to give up? What are your thoughts on? And you may look at this differently from me, to where you might think Xbox is cooking. What are your thoughts about Xbox is cooking now, and this thing that's being passed around the gaming sphere?
So, you're you celebrate a fucking masterpiece being remastered now? is that what is happening here?
I guess so.
Because look, this was easy money for Xbox. Like seriously easy money. No, that you don't need no fucking genius for that to tell you, hey, just re-release Oblivion in better graphics, and it's gonna print money. That's sad. Boy, are people not talking about the game as they should.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about the quality of it, oh boy. Oh fucking boy. There is work to do. I'm telling you. A remaster of a game from fucking almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Is running like shit on the most powerful console on fucking planet Earth. It cannot hold 60 FPS on the Pro. It is a stuttering mess. A fucking great mess, might I add, because I love Oblivion. But fucking hell, bro. You want $50 for it, right? Do your damn job. Fix the damn game now. Please. Like, it's always the same shit with Xbox, bro. They bring out a game, it has potential, but it's a fucking mess. Buggy, glitchy, fucking performance issues. Why? Why are we still here? Couldn't you do at least the work for this remaster the right way? No, but everybody's gonna be quiet about that. They're just gonna be like, oh, look how many people are streaming it on Twitch. So fucking great. Like, I give a fuck about that.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's, we're not saying that the remaster isn't isn't a good one, or isn't, like Cold Blood said, isn't like just gonna be a cash cow.
No, look, the foundation is fucking perfect. Just everything on top of this foundation right now is fucking wonky as shit, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you want $50 for a remaster, in my opinion, it cannot have FPS issues. Like, what the fuck? We are in a completely, like 2 generations later of a console, and that motherfucker can run 60 properly.
Yeah.
And I was like, I double fucking dare you do loading screens on an Unreal Engine 5, and they fucking did it anyway.
Oh wow.
Goddamn. So it's still fucking like the game was made in the creation engine, bro. Literally.
Different.
It's being they made it purposely like it's held back. And then, bro, that's the funniest part. You have already loading screens and shit, yeah, and it still fucking lags. How? Look, I could understand if your game was completely without loading screens, and it might stutter at some point, right? Because it's a big ass open world. But it's not the case. It also stutters indoors, where it's completely cut off from the open world. So explain that shit to me.
Oh.
Why is that the case?
How long were they working on this?
4 years or something?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a remaster. You know what I'm saying? Of a game that was, critically appraised, and like I said, I never got into Oblivion, but I'm not trying to say.
Okay, Moss, wait. Before you go any further, from a remaster, would you expect the remaster to run on a console that is 2 generations later at 60 FPS flawlessly?
I get that they're using Unreal Engine, but still, yeah, at the core, you would think that it should be able to handle, an older title. I get it's using some newer mechanics, but still. So are a lot of current games. Yeah, it's not the it's
brother,
it's a,
I can tell you right now, if you play it on a PlayStation, bro, you're gonna see immediately how bad it is. Like, they made the fucking the beginning of the game run great.
Oh, okay.
Like the fucking sewers and shit.
Yeah.
Right. So you get through the sewers and stuff without no problem.
Okay.
But that's probably their fucking tactic too. Like,
exactly.
You bought the game.
Starfield. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm listening.
They made the whole fucking sewers part longer, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get out of there, bro, then you fucking realize, oh shit, my PC can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me return that motherfucker. Then you look at the fucking clock and it says 2 hours later because you spent too much time in the character creation and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm telling you that was the fucking tactic they used, bro. Like, they knew people gonna be spending some time in the character creator.
Well,
because look, you can't even create your character at the beginning. You create the character at the end of the sewer part.
Oh. I thought you create because I picked. Oh no! I picked my character at the beginning. Yeah, but I'm playing it on PC. So did they do something different on console? That's weird. Because on PC, like, you go into the king's thing and where he's talking and shit like that, and then right after you go into the king's thing where he's like, yeah, I see the future, whatever that bullshit is. Then they jump right into the character creation. That's weird. So they switched it up.
Yeah, but no, wait. No, you create the character, but you also have to choose your classes and shit later in the sewer. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Because
that wastes so much. That wastes so much time, bro. Like, almost nobody is gonna have less than 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That shit.
Yeah.
Or they are close to 2 hours when they get out of the sewers. And that is going to be too late when they try to fiddle with the settings and shit.
Oh yeah. Real quick, and then we're gonna move on. I just want to let everybody know that for here. Let me switch it. YouTube. Okay. Oh, how come it's not connected? For YouTube, we have a new chat feature. So if you are a member, if you're a member on YouTube and you have something to say and you want to, jump into the conversation and say it, as long as you guys don't get out of control with it, we have a function that allows you to do that. All you got to do is simply say speak. Here, let me see if it'll work. Exclamation point, speak. And something that I don't platforms. Oh, okay. YouTube should be on. Okay, Twitch. Okay, I agree. Hold on. It didn't look like it was working, but now I think we're about to get it to work now. Continue. I guess, do I have to reconnect it? Okay. So speak, Oblivion got jank. Let me see if it works. Oh, all right. You guys couldn't hear that, but did it show up in the chat? Okay. Yeah. So it's working. So I'm going to do it one more time, and I got to do one more thing. I'm sorry. Can
you make it so I can hear that shit?
Yeah. Because nobody heard it the first time. Okay, there we go. All right. So now let's try it one more time. If you do speak, Oblivion got jank.
MM2K Gaming News said, Oblivion got jank.
Could y'all hear that?
I could.
Okay, good. They can hear it. Okay, good. All right, so yeah, if you are a member, there's another member perk that we added over the week. So if you're a member and you got something to say, just hit that. Just don't go crazy and spam it, but hit that, and we'll answer your question. Or if you're not a member and you want to get our instantaneous response, definitely hit that super chat button, and we'll definitely, because I think it'll read super chats as well. I think it'll definitely read your super chat as well. That way it'll automatically let us know when you got something that you want us to respond to or you want to comment on. Because particularly me, I can get into my diatribes and y'all would have put up like 50 super chats and I would have forgot. So put that up there, just so you guys are aware. So you can use that. You want to hit the ! Speak function, and if you're a member like Ice Queen Gaming and Juice up in the piece, and we got Geek the Sneak, that's a member too. Go ahead and do that. But let me just read these comments real quick, Cold Blood. We'll get right back to it. We got Juices, yo, what's up, family? We got Ice Queen Gaming. Hey, MM2K. Juices, I hate Twitch, my boy. So does Cold Blood. But yeah, it's not you, Geek. It's definitely not you and the long-term supporters and those of you like Michael Moore and Juice. It's not y'all. It's the fairway. It's the people. And here's the problem on YouTube. There's not enough of you guys, and you guys are outnumbered by the people that want us to sit back on a lawn chair and get teabagged by Sony. Like, and I'm going to say this real quick. As much shit as y'all give Cold Blood, y'all need to give him his flowers. Shout out to Juice with the gifted membership, and he gives Sky Jin 100 a membership. Shout out to Juice for that. As much shit as y'all give him, he's always trying to work and find ways to do things for you guys. Even when I say you guys, I'm not saying this following part for our long-term supporters. And when I say support, I'm not even talking about monetarily. I'm talking about people like Ice Queen Gaming that's been here for a while, that stays with us whether she agrees or not. Juice, and you guys know who you are. I'm talking to the Fairweather people. We got people, and I know where you come from. You come from other channels where you just like it that we talk shit on Xbox, and then as soon as we say something negative about PlayStation, y'all want to unfollow and do shit that hurts the channel. Because there's too many of those people, Geek, we had to split up the content. Because now we've gotten opportunities to do things for people that actually want to help the channel and for supporters. And I'm not letting these bozos here fuck it up. I'm not letting them do it. And that's right. Yeah, I'm not letting the bozos fuck it up. So whatever we got to do to get YouTube's algorithm to change its habits or to get smarter and say, okay, I mean, we'll put your content in front of those people too and let them pick whether they want. But this is what you guys represent. You guys represent just spotting out shit in gaming. There's got to be more people like that out here. Let's put you in front of them. Until YouTube does that, that's what we got to do. You know what I mean? He says it's because you go so hard on Xbox. He says it seems like you hate the platform. I've said as much to you before. But here's the problem. We hate the platform, and there's other people that hate the platform. But those other people get put out in front of more well-rounded content. And I'm looking at people that we create, even though my schedule's filled out, we create way more content than. The reason why and it's not their fault. It's not like they're paying for favoritism. Here's why it works for them. Because they have a strong Discord community. So we kind of like hit a brick wall here on YouTube as far as finding community members just through the platform itself. So we got to go through Twitch and find people that, whether they agree or not, they understand what we're trying to do, and they'll join the Discord and hop in the family and support us no matter where they go, no matter where we're at. So when we get to that point, because even though YouTube irritates me, if I know that when we go live and we notify people that we're going to go live, that we get people that respect what we're trying to do, they hit the like button. Like, we ain't even got 10 likes right now. To me, that's fucking absurd. This is cost you a dime to hit 10 likes.
Geek the Sneak said, "I'ma let you finish, but Nintendo is the greatest gaming platform of all time." Beaming face with smiling eyes.
Sure, Geek. But yeah, if you like right now we don't have 10 likes. Come on now. Shit like that doesn't put us in front of more people. And I see you motherfuckers out there. And again, I don't care about the money at all. We don't care about that. But I'll see you motherfuckers go to other platforms and they'll disrespect you. They'll talk dirty to you. They'll virtually spit in your mouth. And you guys are hitting them with $40, $50 super chats. You just love getting drizzled on like you had an R. Kelly show. You know what I mean? We give you guys a voice. We're putting content out there for you on a regular basis. We can't even get you to hit the like button. And again, of course, I'm not talking about people like Juice and all the other people. The people that I'm talking to know who I'm talking about. So that's why we had to make the move. And again, In a Row Podcast will always be here. It only makes sense to put In a Row Podcast here. VODs will always be here. And member content will always be housed here. What we're doing over there on Twitch is basically In a Row Mic Check and game streams will premiere there first. They will always come here too. I misspoke last week when I mentioned that. They're going to come here too. They're just going to be live there. So In a Row Mic Checks and live streams will be live there. What's going to happen is the same day, members are going to get access to them, and the following day, they'll be accessible to the public.
Said, Nintendo chokes their fans' wallets like SS does OnlyFans chicks.
Oh, shit. Come on, Skip. Come on, Skip. Juice is out. Juice is out here cutting up. Come on, Skip. Because you're going to get choked. You ain't got no choice in the matter. Anyway, yeah, so that's how the content is all. And if you're on YouTube, you're going to get access to everything. It's just that you're not going to get live game stream. Well, I can only speak for myself because Cold Blood, if he does a game stream, he's going to do it here. So you're not going to get live game streams from me, live game streams from me or In a Row Mic Checks will be over there. They'll start over there, they'll come over here eventually. Noriega said choke me. And then look, also too, because it's not about money or who's whatever, we got our super supporters. So you're going to see some of our super supporters like Doriega, Shawnathan, people that have been with us that actually work in the Discord. Another reason why we kind of make the switch up is because we get it now. We get where YouTube has its hamstrung and it's defeating our purpose. It's going against our purpose. So we got to build a strong Discord community. So we actually got people active in our Discord helping us out. Geek, of course, Geek always is a member, but Geek has, tried to set up giveaways and do all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Has always been a supporter. financially. No, it's not even about finances. We got Sean. Sean said that Sean and Doriega helped build the Discord.
Geek the Sneak said, Cold Blood is a undercover Xbox lover.
Yeah, I agree with
Sean
that.
Nathan said, join the damn Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord. Sean and Doriega created the Discord. So those, people like that, we didn't say, oh, they have access to the speak thing. It's not a monetary thing. It's a support thing. You treat this like a community, and if you have that type of respect for it, great. If all you look at this as is, hey, look, this is just some content I want to consume when it's about XYZ, that's fine. I just can't let that type of mindset destroy what it is that we're trying to do. Hold on, let me see. Discord. So if y'all want to join the Discord, here we go. That's the Discord right there. Join the Discord. And people have access to this monetarily. We just love the family type support. You go check out our Discord. Juice, tell them, do we all we never universally agree in there. We never do. Cold Blood be battling 9 motherfuckers sometimes in there.
No, we all agree over there that Nintendo's dog shit.
Oh shit! Here comes Doriega and Shaw. They're about to light up. The chat. What? Yeah, that's all I want. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Smash me and like the stream too.
Smash me and like the. Oh my god! Smash me and like this. What? Smash me and like the stream too. Oh shit, Sean, you're about to lose your accesses.
Yo, you peasants got allowed to speak, and you gonna ruin it now.
Oh my god. Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, and I'm glad Geek brought it up because it's a shame that we had to do it that way, but I didn't want to totally fuck the supporters. So like I said, the content is still coming here. I get it. Twitch is not the greatest platform for viewers, but there's a viewer base over there that I feel like would also be great for the cause. But yeah, man, we're just not put in a good position to get what we're looking for over here. And I'm not, I'm not doing this to be like, oh, I think I can entertain people, so let me be an entertainer. No, and I hate using this because I don't like taking shit from people. I do have a YouTuber mindset as far as conforming to certain things. But in the atypical sense, I am not a YouTuber where I'm like sitting there pounding the pavement every day for like, oh man, we gotta get more clicks, and oh man, how can I get more likes, and I mean not more likes, how can I get more subs, and how can we get more members? I'm not pounding the pavement like that every day. Like, this is a hobby. I feel like we have a very important message though, and I think it would be great and very helpful to a lot of people if our message can get spread. But as far as this being a game for me, I'm not a YouTuber in that sense. So yeah. So I'm not willing to play those games. So you got a lot of people and I just realized you got a lot of people for instance, I'll bitch and moan about, the tags and the descriptions and stuff like that. You got a lot of people that are labeling their stuff a certain way because they want to play that game, because they want to be a full-fledged YouTuber. I do want to, once my schedule gets back on course, I do want to create more, get back to putting out content out there regularly, because I could talk about gaming all day, every day. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit there and pull my hair out like I'm dependent upon this thing and e-bag people for attention. We're not going to do that. He said feet pics will get you more likes. Yeah, feet pics. Feet pics and a whole bunch of weird shit here. All right. So yeah, I wanted to put that out there about the whole Xbox thing. because that was a big topic. Is Xbox cooking? I just, I'm not hating on Xbox. I'm actually going to give them a couple of claps for 3 games that I feel like, holy shit, damn. I did get some value for my $8.99 this time around. That's with Adamfall, Oblivion Remastered, and Clear Obscure. Like, shit, Clear Obscure could be, it could be, as far as RPGs are concerned, it could be this year's Baldur's Gate. Could be, if it doesn't drop further in score. That being day and date and Game Passes, that's cool for the service. So if you are like, and here's my tell all be all, because we used to do this back in the day, back in the old Merc channel days, where I ain't gonna lie, people used to snatch games and p-word them. But what they would do back then is, if they liked the game, they wouldn't just keep the P version. They go buy the cop. They buy a serial, a license, and support the developers. People did that back in the day because they wanted, before they committed $50 to a game, they wanted to make sure that they liked it. And if they didn't like it, they just uninstalled it. So, I mean, I think Game Pass is great if you want to try out a game and see if you'll like it, and you put a little bit more time into it, you get like a good quarter of the game in your pocket. But then if you're, after that quarter, you like the game, buy it. If you can't, okay, fine, whatever. But if you can buy it. Because like we always say, or no, fuck we, the developers say it themselves. We had the Baldur's Gate developer come out there and say that the best way to support a developer is to do what? Buy the fucking game. It's not just about the money. It's about, there's so many metrics. Like, look, you guys got to understand the business part of it. When people, when you have somebody that develops a game and they're not owned by an EA or Take-Two or whatever, it's those metrics of game sales that helps them get more funding for the next fucking game. It doesn't help them to say, well, yeah, we only got 30,000 sales, but 5 million sales were cannibalized by Game Pass, but Xbox gave us $5 million. That doesn't help them. Because they need those metrics. When they go to angel investors or whoever they go to, they need metrics to show them. So actually buying the game helps them out so much. But, if the game subscriber or if the game maker puts themselves in a situation where nobody's putting a gun to their head, nobody told them you got to do Game Pass or else. If they put themselves in a situation where people will go and play it just strictly through Game Pass, and that's the only way they're going to interact with the game, okay, fine. But I'm saying, people out here on the internet flexing, talking about, yeah, if you're a true lover of games, why don't you have Game Pass? Maybe I'm a lover of games that like supporting devs the best way that I can. And I'm sorry. And I'm not shaming anybody that's a Game Pass gamer. I'm just simply saying, don't think you're out here flexing about loving games, because if you love games, you love the people that make them getting supported. Games don't fall out of the fucking sky. They're not like apples or walnuts. They have to be created by somebody or some people. So if you love games, then you love the people that make them. And if you want the games to keep coming, you want the people that make them to be able to keep making them. There's no better way for that to happen than you to support the devs. The devs have told you, even with Game Pass deals, the best way to support the devs is to go and buy the game. Even Xbox themselves, before Phil Spencer came out and said, oh, well, if you only buy 2 games a year, just continue to buy those 2 games. Before he even said that bullshit. Well, it's not bullshit, but before he came out there and switched like that, even him and Sarah Bond was showing you the metric that, hey, people are using Game Pass and they're still buying more games. Now, the metric, I feel like it was a little wonky, but yeah, They're buying more. Now, what's if it was all about just using Game Pass because that helped flourish the world and brought the world peace, brought peace to the Middle East and healed the globe, and there was no more pollution or whatever, right? If just simply engaging with Game Pass was the herewithal, why the fuck would that matter? It matters because that was a dog whistle to devs. We know that you being on Game Pass isn't just about the investment that you get from us, it's about discovery. So at the end of the day, you still want sales to occur. So here, developer, check out this stat. 20% or whatever the fuck it was, the people that, when the game is in Game Pass, it sees sales increase 20% more. Now, I feel like the stat is bogus because I think it's caveated to hell. But again, it's not about the stat. It's about the reasoning of them putting it out there. They put it out there because they understand that even with Game Pass, game sales are still important. Xbox even admitted to that in so many words by their actions of doing that. But you guys are so untethered from business that you think it's a flex to say, well, if you love games, you have Game Pass. Or you're actually trying to diminish people that support the devs more extensively by buying a license. When the devs have came out and told you themselves, if you want to support us the most, you will still buy the game, or you will buy the game. That's the biggest support you can give us. Not only is it on average a bigger support monetarily, but it provides metrics that they need to get further investment to do other games, unless you want them bought up by some big conglomerate, but which we see how that, what that leads to. We getting cookie cutter games that need massive day one patches that are fucked up all over the place and that are uninspiring. So yeah, of course I give credit to Game Pass for having 3 cool games in there. And again, I'm not going to shame you if the only way you can engage with the game is through Game Pass, even if you like it. And that's how you beat the game all the way through, is through Game Pass. Not going to shame you because of that. Here's what I will say. I use Game Pass for the most part to try out a game. Like, I'll give you a prime example. Stalker 2. I use Game Pass to try out Stalker 2. I was like, yeah, this thing is buggy, but it is my open world explorative type of game. It just has that setting that I like. I know I'm going to buy it. So guess what? I stopped playing Stalker 2. And guess what? And I'm buying it when it comes on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, I'm not going to lie. Adamfall got me hooked, but I want to make sure. Well, number one, it just got me hooked. I can't put it down. But I want to also make sure that it's not that atypical. Oh, man, the first 20 hours are great, and then it falls off a cliff. So I'm rolling through it through Game Pass. Now, I will give you guys another example. Ubisoft Plus. Ubisoft Plus is a little bit different. I use Ubisoft Plus 100% way to engage with my Ubisoft games. Why? Because Ubisoft devs, they're getting supported pretty much no matter what. How is that? Because Ubisoft drops like 3 games a year. They drop like 2 to 3 games a year. Because they do that, the service is like 210. I mean, no. Those 2 to 3 games a year, or anywhere between $140 to $210 annually. With Ubisoft Plus, I'm spending $240 annually. So they're actually getting an extra $30 from me for me leasing, renting out the games. So I'm supporting the devs even more than I would be by straight up buying the game. You understand what I'm saying? They're getting their 210 and some from me consistently, versus where Game Pass is actually giving you access to way more games than your $20 subscription could even support. versus an actual a la carte sale. So hopefully that makes sense. I said, hide the money, y'all. Dorian and I will get to Switch 2 content for Cold Blood. But yeah, I just wanted to address that. You know, we don't, I don't want to shame anybody on how you interact with games.
Juice.
Oh, man.
Said, MM2K, what percentage of Game Pass players will even finish E33?
Yeah, that's another thing. If you noticed, and I've heard other creators talk about this, and I didn't even realize why this was happening. Have you noticed that Xbox player users scores are significantly lower than anywhere else? Why? Because most of their engagement is through Game Pass, so you got a lot of people that are just thumbing through games and trying them out and seeing if they like them. And so then more often or not, do you get people coming across games that they're not their cup of tea. Doesn't mean that the game is bad, but it's just not their cup of tea, and so they scroll through the next one. So because because Xbox has fostered a Game Pass culture over there, I mean, yeah, the gift is you get to try out games before you commit to them. The curse is that, you know, it might get a lower reception over there because more people are engaging with the game that normally would be if they had to buy the game. And, yeah, it's fostered a mind state of not supporting the game developers in the biggest way possible, which with that purchase. You know what I mean? Hold on one second. Yeah, so yeah, but interesting stuff. Anyway, all right, let's move on. So let's talk about these games first. Let's talk about, well, you already talked about Oblivion Cold Blood. I'm still in the early parts of Oblivion. I have not gone out. I haven't even gotten out of the cave yet, but I do got a video that's coming up. It should be releasing over the weekend where I'm actually showing you guys like my first 30 minutes in the cave. It's a good looking game. It plays like Oblivion. They kind of repolish some of the menu items to make things, you know, to try to update some things or whatever. But to me, it's a pretty looking Oblivion, and that's cool and all. I'm just, you know, it just didn't pull me in. But Clear Obscure Cold Blood. Well, we got it playing on the screen right now. Clear Obscure is getting high marks right now. I think it's a 92 on Metacritic. If you could, good brother, can you give people your early impressions of Clear Obscure, and what do you think about it being in the Game of the Year conversation?
Fully deserved. Like, bro, this is $50. Like, some games that are $70 are not worth what this game is worth. It's just peak RPG, bro. What can I tell you? I mean, graphics wise, it is what you would call AA with AAA polish. Amazing gameplay. Like one of the best turn-based combat systems I ever played. Like dodging, parrying, fucking jumping. You do all that shit in a turn-based game, bro.
That's crazy.
That is. I was like, holy shit. Why did nobody else get the fucking idea?
Yeah.
Like, this is the most involved turn-based RPG I ever saw. Like, normally you just click fucking commands and that's it, and you just watch the fucking enemy hit you back.
Yeah.
Like, But in this game now, you gotta be fucking locked in from the start of the engagement. It's very different, and I love it, bro. Like this is what a turn-based next-gen RPG should be.
Yeah,
they fucking nailed it.
Are you comfortable? And again, this might sound like a weird question, but follow me. Are you comfortable with this game being a $50 indie game with AAA polish, or does that bother you at all? Or
if this is if this is the quality I get for $50, this should be the price for every game.
Okay. Good. Because I really do think that with probably the good thing with these $80 games is in $90 games. Thank you, Nintendo. I think what's going to happen is I think people are going to start rejecting it, and they're going to look at games like Clear Obscure, and they're going to say, if this team of 50 motherfuckers can give us this, and you 500 motherfuckers are charging us like we're not paying your bloated salaries. So either break up, diversify, and give us this that is around $50-$60 that's still impactful enough, or figure out, like, if you're gonna charge me 80, 70, 80 whatever for a game, the game has to be massive. So I think, because I don't doubt that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to try to do some crazy shit to where you're like, I don't want to pay more than 70 for it, but they at least tried to do some crazy shit. But I think the rest of these AAA games out here, they're not going to, I don't think there's any excuse for any game, but I definitely don't think that there's going to be an excuse for any game outside of Grand Theft Auto to try to go up to 80. And I do like games like Clear Obscure being $50, Atomfall being $50, you know what I'm saying? Where you can sit there and say, look, they were able to give me that without all that, without all that money, because they don't have bloated budgets. What do you need 300 people for if this team of 50 can give me a better experience? Like, if you're going to have 300 people, that's fine. The experience needs to feel like 300 people worked on this shit. So, yeah, that's why I asked you that question, because I'm like, if these are the games that we're going to get by these smaller teams and they're fully fleshed out and they look good, and this is what dominates the market for the most part, and I'm personally okay with it. I still want the AAA efforts, but it has to be AAA from top to bottom. You're going to have the gall to charge $80. And this clearly isn't some Braid looking game. Like, this would look like, a game that some bigger studio would have the balls to try to charge you $70 for. But if you're going to try to charge us $70 or whatever the premium price ceiling is going to be, it better far surpass this. You're no longer going to charge us a whole bunch of money because you have a big ass fucking ballooned budget, ballooned expenses. So, yeah, that right there is reassuring. Yeah, Alias Savicki said late to this, but Expedition 33 is definitely a contender for GOTY, hands down, no arguing. Savicki, you were one of the people, and this is, and I hate to put the spotlight on you. I hope you don't mind this, but you're definitely one of the good sports out there that even when you don't agree with the aspect, you're like, Moss, I don't agree with this. Here's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about my video last night, which was actually a troll video, because I purposely dragged out the positive aspect of Game Pass. I could have narrowed that down in like 3 minutes, but I did it on purpose just to see what the reaction was. You know what I mean? But Savicki represents what we want to get from the channel. It's people that can disagree and be like, dude, I don't agree with that portion at all. You know, and just be like, okay, but still, I'm here for the engagement. I'm here for the engagement. I'm here for the insight, and where I don't agree, I'm here for the debate. That's what I appreciate. So thank you for that, Savicki. You were one of the first comments I got, and I was thinking, oh, you know what? This social experiment might surprise me, because it was your comment and somebody else's comment. I was like, oh, these people, you know, these people, I might have not given credit to the to the community or the listening base the way I should have. Wrong. All it took was like 3 comments after yours. Wrong. Shout out to Zavicki. I was waiting for you to come on the show to give you your kudos for that. But anyway, okay. All right. So then let me ask you now, Cold Blood, because I think if we had to guess the Game of the Year nominees, and some of these that I might name are not, haven't released yet, but I definitely think that Kingdom Come Deliverance, Monster Hunter Wilds, this, they talk about Blueprints. I guess, you know, that's got to be their true indie small budget game. So we'll throw Blueprints in there. And even though it's not out yet, I'll say Death Stranding is our 5 clear winners. I'll throw Ghost of Yatai in there. And 6, I'll say Ghost of Yatai. I think those are 6 front runners for Game of the Year so far. I'll throw 7 in there if you want to talk about GTA 6, but you guys got to remember that just because it's GTA is looked at more as a pop culture icon than like some game that the snooty elitists in the journalism world tips their tea to and raises their pinky finger to. So I don't know if GTA 6 will get a nom. You might disagree, Cold Blood, but again, what do you think about those games? Monster Hunter Wilds, Kingdom Come, Clear Obscure, Death Stranding, Ghost of Yatai, and then I'll throw in that fucking Blueprints. You think that's the Game of the Year category titles for the moment?
Is there a word for when you are severely disappointed by something?
Oh shit! Flabbergasted. You tried flabbergasted.
Yes. I tried that Blueprints.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Without knowing what the fuck it is even. Like, I did not watch any gameplay, just to have a completely open mind about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment you get into this game, you either love what it's trying to do,
mm-hmm.
or you're like me, you are going, what the fuck did people take when they reviewed this game? Like, you could not have a more simple ass game, puzzler game out there, bro, with this Blueprint shit. And people go crazy about it. I'm like, what the fuck happened to gaming?
Yeah.
This is the highest rated game on Meta? Bro, nah. You cannot convince me this game is fucking good. I tried it. I fucking played it for a little bit over an hour. But I was just building a new fucking room, get into this room, get a fucking coin, go to the next room, build the next room. And that's it. That's the whole fucking game. You gotta, I guess, build a way to the top or something. Well, not to the top, but to the end of the mansion. But fucking hell, bro, I was, like you said, flabbergasted. Like, how in the fuck is this rated so high? Maybe someone in chat can explain it to me, but fucking hell, I was super disappointed.
Well, let me ask you this, because I'm going to be honest, personally, I'm less likely to play a game like that, like Balatrio and all the others, where I do have a palate for, you know, games that try to work like that. I grew up on games like that, Ticket to Paris and like little weird quirky games like that. So I could see
Sean
where...
Nathan
said, here we go.
People enjoy simple, addictive games. Look at Balatro.
Let's see, I just mentioned Balatro. What did you think about Balatro, Cold Blood? Was Balatro like not your cup of tea either?
Well, I only saw gameplay and was like,
okay.
So you love fucking poker now? You love poker where it's a roguelite or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you like roguelites because Blueprints is a fucking roguelite.
Okay.
Just that you're not fighting nothing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
In that motherfucker. You're just building shit until you can build no more or have no more steps. Then you have to skip to the next day and start again.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example.
Well, I tried it for 3 days. I tried it, bruh, like I said, holy shit, that is not my fucking game at all.
What was the game, Cold Blood, that y'all had me play for Foamy Fridays? Oh yeah, and before you answer that, Foamy Fridays hasn't gone away, y'all. We got to get to 10 member. We got to get to 10 members a week, so we can do that. If we can get to 10 members throughout the week, and Foamy Friday will be a YouTube exclusive as well. So we can get 10 either, and again, that could be 10 renewals or 10 new members a week. I'll do a Foamy Friday where I'll torture myself for a couple hours and play, you know, some crazy fucking game. But what was that game that I played with the animals? And they're, you know, in the town and you're solving the mystery and shit like that. What was that shit called?
Paw Patrol?
No, not Paw. Sean picked it out. Sean picked it. It's the something village. I gotta hold on. Let me look it up on.
Oh my! Nah, I can't remember that name, bro.
Something village where it was like a murder mystery and you're basically just moving. That's a very simple game to where I'll be honest with you. I was like, oh, okay, you know, this, you know, something like this, I don't mind getting into. But Beacon Pines, that's the game, Beacon Pines. You know, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can get into this, you know. But Cobra, is there any?
Come on, brother. The most you enjoyed was Dumpster Bear. Come on.
No, Dumpster Bear. No. They don't fuck with nothing. Fucks with Dumpster Bear. Nothing fucks with Dumpster Bear. I was just thinking about that the other day, and I want to do it, but I gotta stick to my guns. We need those 10 members. We gotta have standards here. So you know what I mean? Because you give us it's just all it is fucking 10. We get 10 a week. 10 ain't nothing, y'all. 10 gifted members, that's dog shit. We get 10 gifted members a week or renewals, simply renewals. We'll do Dumpster Beer or whatever, you know, whatever you guys select. But no, nothing's fucking with Dumpster Beer. Dumpster Beer is the GOAT of Foamy Friday. But no, I like Beacon Pines. Like, you know, if I was sitting, like, say for instance, if I was on a plane, right? And I was like, let me just play something simple, you know, just to kill the time. I would play. I can see myself playing Beacon Pines. I'm just not. But as much as I like Beacon Pines, if I'm sitting there like, oh man, in a year like this where it's going to be loaded with Game of the Year categories, you know, if I see Beacon Pines up there or a game like it in the vein of it, like a Blueprints, that shit it needs to have like broad appeal, and it doesn't sound like that Blueprints really has that much of a broad appeal. Jonathan said Peppa Pig. That is true. Peppa Pig is the foamy goat. That is true. That is true. Peppa Pig is. Oh. He said it sucks you in. Some games look boring until you play it. Balatrio is one of those games. He said should have waiting on Doom. I'm not sure what you mean, Goriega. Most people are stressed after work. Well, no, I get it. I'm just saying, for these games to get all this attention, I'm just curious on why. Where's the broad appeal in them? You know what I mean? We're so quick to say, "Oh yeah, Balatrio and." What's the names? A game of the year. Blueprints is game of the year. For what? What's happening on these games? So that's all I'm saying. He says, "Play do Destiny 2 so you all can cringe." Hey, ain't that your game, Doriega Destiny? All right, okay. So. All right, so Balatrio is not on. I mean, you know, I guess people are trying to hype that up. I don't know. I mean, not Balatrio, Blueprints. People are trying to hype that up. But what do you think about the other games? The I'll put it to you like this: what do you think are going to be the Game of the Year nominees so far, based off of what we've seen? What we
Sean
know?
Nathan said, "You have to play M. They look bad, then you can't put them down."
No,
I mean, yeah.
Trust me. On Blueprints, most you're gonna scream out of frustration that you even have to entertain that motherfucker for even a minute.
Mm-hmm.
No. About the other games, well, I'm no what do you call it, fortune teller or whatever. I cannot tell you what's gonna happen in the future, but Expedition definitely, like yeah, that game is gonna be there. Kingdom Come Deliverance probably as well. What else did you name?
Your Kingdom Come Deliverance. What do we say? Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotai, and
well, with Ghost of Yotai, it remains to be seen. Like, bro, remember what happened to Ghost of Tsushima? How low they rated that game?
That is true. That is true. Well, the same could be same about Death Stranding, but I think this time around, gamers ain't with that shit this time around. They got away with it before. I don't think they would have this time around.
No, I mean, gamers have nothing to do with who's going to be nominated for this. You asked me about the GOTY, so I'm talking about the fucking journals that are gonna pick those nominations. And looking at history, both Death Stranding and Ghost of Tsushima didn't do as well as they could have. I mean, sure, Death Stranding was up there because Jeff Keighley probably made sure it was. He probably was talking out of his ass just to get the game in there. But the genres didn't like it as much the first time. Like, yeah, okay, the definitive edition, the score gives me hope it's gonna be there. But I don't know, bro. Like, yeah, sure. Your list sounds realistic for what we know about for right now. But I would say GTA 6 is gonna be up there, bro.
Doriega, sorry about that. Your comment before didn't go through because of I didn't have your YouTube name in there. Your YouTube and your Twitch name were different. So go ahead, try to do it again. If you try to do it again, you'll be able to do it.
No, I think anybody that says GTA 6 ain't gonna be up there doesn't know how fucking high those games always get rated.
Yeah. That is true. That is true.
Like, but GTA 4 is still, I think, only behind Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
That is for the highest rated game of all time.
That's definitely true. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, but it's a packed thing, man. High on Life says Broken Road DLC.
I like how you already didn't say Lost Soul Aside is gonna get it.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I forgot all about that game. And two, I mean, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I mean, it could be, but yeah, it does. I don't know if it has the chops to stand up with those other games.
No, as long as that mofo is not on every platform, its chances go down very fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ain't gonna front. I forgot about that title. Shit. Yeah, but if it was on every title, they probably would give it a look. I don't. I'll leave that one alone because I can feel another rant coming. I don't look. The fact that the matter is, go ahead.
He got the tingling.
Bruh, I'm not gonna rant about it. All I'll say is there's a reason why we tell people we're not paying attention to fucking Digital Foundry. There's a reason why we will pull out shit from some of these crackpot journos and make fun of it. There's just no point in listening to them anymore. They've been so wrong on so much important shit that all you're doing is just arguing for the sake of arguing by paying them any attention. If you want to be informed to know what actually is happening and why it's happening, you got to get to a point to where you ignore them. They have to be regulated to a point of irrelevancy to where everybody else is like, oh, they don't even bring up Digital Foundry. They don't even, like, if you notice, like, opposite of today, we don't even talk about them anymore. Now, I'll give credit to Cold Blood. Cold Blood tried to tell me about this since 2023 to, like, fucking stop talking about them.
I mean, no, wait. Use them to make fun of games like that run like shit.
Nutabutta 18-24's channel said, Baby Oil speaking.
Oh man, what's going on here, man? Holy
brother, I think we have to revoke that right.
Yeah, we might have to. But yo, what were you saying about Digital Foundry?
No, I said if a game runs like shit, they are the first to tell you. So I guess you can use them for that, but don't use their fucking podcasts.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Like especially when Alex is talking, like fuck that guy.
Dude. I think everybody got what they needed to know about them and them trying to just work the fanboy angle but act like they're above it all. I happened to just be at the place of business and I had nothing else to listen to. Can you hold on 1 second, guys? Hold on.
Geek the Sneak said, Breath of Fire 4 is on PC.
Man, what is this grandpa doing so long? God damn. Let me look at chat. Oh nah, Doriega, you're not gonna cap for a goddamn Xbox game now after you mofos call me the secret love of Xbox. Goddamn.
Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. I was getting a phone call from somebody like it was urgent.
Can't you at least show it's intermission or something?
No. But we got 18 people hanging around. I don't know if you guys were talking or whatever.
No, only I answered to Doriega. They cannot, bro. They cannot call me a secret lover of Xbox while capping for fucking Forza themselves.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw your tweet, Geek the Sneak. Breath of Fire 4 is on PC. Yeah, that's the shit. Well, more people have funneled in since I left. Maybe I should leave again and shit. Maybe that's the formula.
Yeah.
I
don't think so.
Maybe
bro.
that's the problem and shit.
Notabota 18-24's channel said, I said before if it ever came that's my NBA 2K back in my dojo, man.
Let me see here. Hold on, go to the store. Let me see, Breath of Fire. Yeah, that's dope, man. Breath of Fire. That's a classic, bruh. Shit. That hey, why is it Breath of Fire 4? Why the hell don't they? Oh, come on. I hate these search. It's just showing me the soundtrack. Are you sure it's the actual game? Uh-oh. I don't know. Hey, Geek, I don't know. It's saying Breath of Fire for the original soundtrack. It's not saying the game, bruh. Oh, I think we got bamboozled, Geek. Yeah, it's not saying the game. I think it's Breath of the Fire. Here, let me show you. Breath of Fire 4 original soundtrack. Because I tried looking for Breath of Fire 4, the game. And all it is the soundtrack. Let me see if I can find your tweet that you... Oh, here you go. That's crazy. I just saw you respond to it on Twitter. Yeah. And I saw somebody else post something too about it. I could be wrong. It could just be the says the game is on GOG. Oh, it's on GOG. Why they just got the soundtrack on? Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Okay. Let's talk about Cold Blood's second favorite thing. The ultimate remaster, Days Gone. Cold Blood.
You mean the pointless remaster?
Bruh. I mean, and I'm in the market for this game. But there are some problems, but we'll get to that later as far as why I started getting lukewarm about it. But goddamn, man, we're not hearing shit about this. What is going on here, brother? What do you think is happening?
I mean, PC dudes don't even need to give a fuck about it. Mm-hmm. Like they already have the remaster of the PS4 version.
Yeah.
PS5 dudes, like I said, we have our 60 FPS mode. Like, why in the fuck do you need a remaster of this game? I said it from the beginning, and now it's fucking crickets about it. Why? Because nobody gave a fuck from the beginning, bro. And those few that gave a fuck about it, you know why they did it? Because they wanted to auto-pop trophies.
Oh.
That's the only fucking reason you would get this damn remaster at this point. to auto pop trophies. Like, come on, bro. You saw Persona's tweet about it? That was literally the only thing he said about it.
Oh, he was
He booted it up and got the platinum again.
Oh, shit.
That was the tweet.
Oh God.
Nothing about, hey, what a great remaster, looks so much better or something. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, I got trophies out to pop. I might do a new run of the game.
Mm.
And let's be honest, he's not. He's not gonna do it. Now that there's no point in it because he already got the platinum, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I'm trying to look on the website, and the website is so weird to try to look up games there. It's silly.
No, I mean, it literally has almost no difference to the PS4 version. It's so much the PS4 version actually that I don't even know what the fuck they remastered.
It's so hard. I mean, the Digital Foundry, well, they're probably doing now. I wonder if they did an analysis, right. And we just talked about.
The last time I heard anything from Digital Foundry was when they did the fucking Zelda straight up advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, this Richard is telling you afterwards. Yeah, I kind of miscalculated.
Yeah,
that.
You saw that. Okay, yeah. That's.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
You did not see that people gonna be like, the fuck you doing immediately?
Mm-hmm. No, he saw.
Like, okay, look, do sponsored videos, okay, but it has to be something that people can only watch on your shit.
Mm-hmm.
And not a fucking trailer. You are not the channel for that. That's IGN's job, not yours. But okay, if you're gonna repost now trailers, then I'm just gonna be like, turn off the fucking notifications for these motherfuckers immediately, like, because they're gonna become the next spam YouTube channel for game trailers.
We gotta look up Days Gone. I'm just curious because I have it on PC. I want it on my PlayStation 5. Or, yeah, I was just curious to see if but they probably aren't going to do any analysis until the game comes out. So we'll probably get a video on Monday or some shit like that. Yeah, I've been had it in my library.
Well, apparently there is a 5K mode in that shit.
A 5K mode?
Yeah. If this PlayStation 5 Pro can handle a 5K game, then it's definitely not remastered enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it's not. Like, okay, even though the Oblivion shit runs like fucking dog shit, at least take what Bethesda did with Oblivion and do that with games. If you can do at least that much, then you can call it a remaster.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they did with Days Gone is, bro, bare minimum master. That's what you can call it, bro. Like, oh, we have a new mode in there where you can fight the hordes. Are you fucking kidding me? That's what you want $10 for? Get the fuck out.
Well, here's the thing that bothers me. Okay, thanks for the message, Geek. Here's what bothers me. I thought that I was like, oh shit, I already got Days Gone in my library because it was on sale a week before they made this announcement. And I was like, oh, I'm going to buy it. And then it was in my library and I'm like, oh, I don't have to buy it because I really didn't get any clear indication that I only have it because of PlayStation. It was a PlayStation free game. So then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I ain't got to buy it then. Because I wanted to buy it in lieu of there possibly being, because it was the rumors were rampant before there was an announcement. So in lieu of there being a remaster, I was like, oh, let me buy this. And I couldn't buy it. Well, no, I could have bought it, but I was like, oh, I got it. I already have it, and it wasn't 100% clear how I had it. I was like, oh shit, okay, I ain't got to buy it. So if the upgrade comes out, I'll just pay the $10 upgrade like I did for The Last of Us. The Last of Us 2. Come to find out, I can't do that because it was given to me through PS Plus or whatever as one of the extra PS Plus games.
That was always the case. Like, if you get a game for free from PS Plus Essential, you ain't upgrading them, motherfucker.
Yeah,
you gotta have it in your library as a bot.
And when I was looking at my what's it called? It wasn't. I don't think it was clear enough. Because I couldn't remember how it got in my library. Because I remember I have it on PC, and I wasn't quite sure if I got a review code for PC, and I wasn't quite sure if I had got a review code for PlayStation because I wasn't really playing PlayStation at the time, so I couldn't remember. And I was trying to look and see how I got it, and the way that it looked and appeared, it looked like that I had the game and not a free month here, we're giving it to you version. And it wasn't until they actually raised the price of the base game that I recognized, oh no, it was the PlayStation. So I wish PlayStation would do a little bit more in its UI to make it abundantly clear. Like as soon as you look at the game, it has like a little sub tab under it, PlayStation Plus version, or PlayStation Essential version.
Bro, it has literally the symbol of PS Plus.
No, it didn't have that for me.
But where did you look?
I looked on the PlayStation, and I looked on
on the PlayStation. Where
said start sharing the PC review code if you are not gonna use it.
Hold on. Oh! Did you put a code in there?
No, he wants your code.
He says start sharing the PC review code if you're not going to use. Oh no! I used it. I used it, and I just never finished. I didn't finish the game because I got a code for a specific reason. I'm still under NDA. I can't say how, but I got a review code for a specific reason, and I didn't finish my review before the deadline. But there was another reason why I got the code as well. So yeah, I had to use it. No, but you said Cold Blood. You said I looked on the PlayStation Store, and I didn't see that. So that's what threw me off.
You gotta look in your library. It says clearly that's a PS Plus game.
And see, that's my thing too. Like if you look in the store, I can't remember if I looked in. I probably went. Here's what I did. I went to the store and I didn't see any symbol. So, but all it said was this game is in your library. So my thoughts are
when it says that, I think does it have a yellow text?
I don't know. But if that's their indicator, that's a poor indicator. It needs to be clear. You know what I mean? Like it needs to be clear. You know, it doesn't take but to say, plus essential game or something like that. Like they need to, especially if they're going to have these particulars. Look, here's the thing. Sony does so many freaking upgrades and all that other stuff. And then I get it where a lot of people may not be interested in. That's another topic. But people like me that didn't finish the game that might be interested in it. Okay, like let us know what it is that we're dealing with. And that should be planted everywhere. Like if their indication was the yellow text, that's bullshit. Especially for a new gamer, they're not gonna know that. If I just got my if the first time I got a PlayStation was last week because I'm like, okay, fuck it. After decades of Xbox, I'm done.
Okay, wait. If you're a new gamer and you just recently downloaded it from PS Plus, you would know that.
Not necessarily.
How? You gotta be brain dead at that point if you did not understand what the fuck you did.
Well, no, I mean, no. You might get a code. Like, okay, I'll give you my example. I didn't play PlayStation 4 at the time. I didn't even have a PlayStation 4 when I originally got my codes. That's why I had played it on PC. I had got codes to play the game, and I said, "Oh, okay." That's why it's probably in my library because I don't see any other indications. So I just went online and activated my codes. I thought my codes were for both systems. Apparently it wasn't. What happened was I had a PlayStation. From my PlayStation account when they were giving out free games, I must have logged on or some shit like that and claimed the free game or something like that at some point in time. And I'm pretty sure people have done that. I didn't have a PlayStation 4 at the time. I had a PlayStation 3. So as Sony was giving out free games, you know what I mean? And as I'm interested in getting free games, I said, oh, let me go get this free game. And didn't bother with a PlayStation at all for years until later. And of course, you're not going to remember. I didn't remember that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's instances where people might have a PlayStation account. They may download games because they don't interact with, they may still download games where they don't interact with PlayStation consoles, and then at some point in time they may want to interact with it and not remember how they got a game. I just don't understand where you can't put a tab up there or something up there to make it visibly clear. Like if you can sit there and put something up there that says this game is in your library, it's not going to take up much space at all to put a symbol under there that represents how the game is in your library. I didn't actually know that I had the game until I went back to my library, clicked on the game, then clicked in another menu, and then it told me how I got, because I was like, I don't understand. I thought that code gave me the game, and it didn't. I was like, what was going on? And I must have, and then I thought about it, I was like, oh, I must have downloaded it when it was a free PlayStation Plus game, and I must have just saw it and downloaded it from there. Yeah, I think just put a symbol there. And I think it's imperative for PlayStation to do that because they always got these remixes and remasters and retouches and all other shit. Just let people know just be transparent. But I ain't gonna know. That I got that yellow words. You know what I'm saying? I think that if I had a complaint about PlayStation, that's the most upsetting when you convert over to PlayStation, is that I think that its menu systems and its UI, they can work on it a little bit more for it to be understandable to newer people. Because that's one thing about, I will say, going through the Xbox, that what is what. It makes it very clear what is what, where it came from, what it is, what it represents.
It makes it absolutely clear because the PlayStation Plus symbol is next to it when you have it through PlayStation Plus. It's right there on the store.
It wasn't there for me.
Clear as day. Clear as
Now,
day.
maybe it's because it was the PlayStation 4 version or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe because you were completely oblivious.
No, I know what the PlayStation Plus symbol is because I know when I get games for PlayStation Plus and that symbol is there. I'm telling you, it wasn't there. Even when I looked on the store, I had to go and click. I had to click 2 times and go in somewhere where it told me, that it was a PlayStation Plus game. And I'm like, oh, and I don't even think it just said that. It showed options. And I was like, oh, it's giving me these options because I didn't buy the game. Or I didn't put in a code for the game like I thought. It was a PlayStation Plus. Ah, okay, gotcha. I'm like, what the hell? That was so weird to understand. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was a PlayStation 4 game. I have no idea. I know what you're talking about though. Like when you get a game, for prime example, Horizon Forbidden West had the symbol. What's another game? And there were other games that I downloaded as the free month game that had the symbol. Recently, I didn't see it for that game, unfortunately. You gotta wait, cat. But yeah, $50, even though I'm very interested in playing the game and I want to play it, $50, for what is essentially just a real thin, fresh coat of paint. Yeah, that's a rough sale. Especially
what's the chat saying? What is the chat saying about the remaster?
The chat is saying, it says, hold on, let me pull it up. Social. They are saying too many bangers out. They should have released later. I agree with that. Doriega. Holocom 17. Go ahead.
Or maybe never even bothered. How about that?
Like I said,
not this, bro. Not this remaster. This is no remaster. A touch up, yeah.
Holocom 17 says too many. Oh no, that was Doriega. It says I'm playing Days Gone Remastered and it looks much better. Says Holomoko 17. My bad, Holomoko. It says you got cut off when you were reading my comment on it earlier. Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me. My bad. High on life. Let me see what you. Yeah, because I was reading your comment. It says Broken Road DLC ain't looking so hot on PC. Under 200 reviews on launch day, and Days Gone ain't even reached top 200 play games today. Yeah, I agree with Doriega. Personally, I agree. I think that it should have released later. Now, should they have released a remaster and done more work on it? I absolutely agree with that. But I think, yeah, relaunching the game. Now, if it was like $29.99. Okay, hold on 1 second. This thing. I let you in here and you bother me, tossing your ass out like a football. All right, come in. Shut up. All right, here you go. What? Didn't I say be quiet? Get out. All right. All right. Yeah, I maybe they should have not. Maybe they should have done more work on it. But Holomoko saying it looks significantly better. I don't know. The PlayStation 4, or the PlayStation 5 version of the game You're saying upgrades to 60 frames per second? Cold blood.
It does what?
You said the PlayStation 5 version of the game, not the remaster, but the PlayStation 5 version has 60 frames per second.
Yes.
Okay.
So there was literally no need for this. All this re-releasing, re-remastering, re-remaking, bro. No, I mean games that are fucking old, okay, sure. Games that came out just not even 10 years ago, man, come on.
Yeah, the game is 6 years old. That's kind of like a hard sell for a remaster. And if you're gonna remaster a 6-year-old game,
the same goes for Horizon Zero Dawn, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough time went by to really give a shit about a fucking remaster of a game.
I don't know about that one.
Like, brother, you're telling me they're gonna remaster the remaster with the PS6 now? Again? Because now it's 2 generations old.
Yeah, I think that what they did this time around should last around for the PlayStation 6, but hey, now that one would make no sense. But I will say this, bro. Now Days Gone is a different story.
I'm telling you, Moss. Watch. They're gonna do it, bro. They're so gonna do it again.
Now that one is going to be out of control. I will say this. I'm not saying Horizon Zero Dawn didn't look good, but there was some jank. There was some jank in them character models when you was talking to motherfuckers. And I will say this as well. A lot of people that have PlayStations now didn't play that, and they should have. It's one of their biggest games. So I kind of get it now. I don't like the price of these remasters. I'll put it to you like that. I think the base game should be dropped to like $20, maybe $20, and then the remaster version should be $30. You know what I mean? And again, when I say that, I'm not saying that for people that have already played the game. If you've already played the game and you've double dipped, fine. I'm saying this for people that have not played the game before. That's what this is for, because you got a lot of Xbox refugees to where you have an opportunity to get them in on these games. And if the game looks a little more dated than what it was last gen, they're not going off of nostalgia to play it again. They're like, well, this looks like a last gen game. So you do brush it up a little bit, but for $29.99, I think that's acceptable. Like the base games, that's what they used to do. They used to have their greatest collections that were $29.99, and then you get the other, maybe at most $39.99. Maybe you drop the old version to $29.99, and then you get the what's it called? But $50. Like I think Oblivion Remaster is a great $50 remaster. Look what the fuck they did to it. Look how old it is. That's different. Yeah, I think the price point, I get why they do it. I do think The Last of Us, it just has too many fucking versions. There's definitely overkill. If people are going to argue, there's nothing wrong with all these remastered, yeah, or all these different versions. Nah, that's cap. There's too many fucking versions, because now it's going.
No, there's not enough. There's not enough versions.
They're capping. They're they're, because it's clear they're going beyond just trying to capitalize on people that are new to PlayStation. It's like now you're trying to sucker people in. I guess it's because I'm not an achievement follower. I guess to get these auto achievements that you talked about, and now you're just trying to get the people that'll buy the game 9 times over to do it.
Oh yeah, that is the one thing where Shuei Yoshida is full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's not telling you the whole truth. They are fucking praying that you double dip, triple dip, fucking quadruple dip on these games, if possible. Like 3 times the remaster on PlayStation, fucking 10 times on PC afterwards.
Yeah.
They're praying you're gonna do it. So they don't have to do any fucking work, really. Just touch up a game,
Sean Nathan
resell it to you.
said, you gotta make profit because of the show's popularity.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, but Days Gone gonna get a fucking show soon? No. It doesn't even gonna get a fucking sequel.
Mm-hmm. And
the developer of this game, wait, I'm not done. The developer of this game was making a fucking live service game that got canceled before it even got announced. So you're telling me this fucking remaster is nothing but now them trying to make any fucking money that they spent on this dog shit ass developer that couldn't bring out a fucking game? That's all it is, Moss. Come on. Don't tell me I'm wrong on this. Do not tell me I'm wrong on this. This is absolutely risk management now. These fucking remasters, remakes of all these games that are barely 5 years, 6 years old. It's just them saving fucking money from all the shit they spend on that they cancel now. And the sure as shit pray you're gonna cap for this practice.
Yeah, here's the problem with that, Sean, with that comment, in my opinion. Okay, Fallout TV series came out. What remaster did it get? Sold a shit ton of copies, didn't it? They didn't have to remaster it for a 99th time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. If it was just remastered, what do you need a collection edition for? What do you? And I do agree that. Now, I don't agree with Ben Studios being a shit developer. Look, the fact of the matter is that if you tell...
Brother, this new Ben Studio, I don't know. I don't know, brother. I think they are fucking done as a Sony studio.
They might be done, but I don't think it's their fault. I think Sony... I do agree with the mismanagement term. I think Sony mismanaged them.
Geek
oh,
the
yeah,
Sneak said,
that is part of
I'm glad
them
you
being
got
dog
college
shit.
cold blood. Sean Nathan said, Amazon gave away the Fallouts in 76.
Yeah, they did, but most people just wouldn't buy them. Yeah, Amazon was giving them out, but most people wouldn't buy the shit. They wouldn't buy them again. They bought the older versions. And then what did Xbox do? They didn't they put out like a patch or some shit like that on the Fallout 4 version or something like that? That's all they did. Like they didn't just go to a remaster that was done and create a new SKU. The super collectors did. Like, come on, like, stop. And do a remaster of a remaster. That's where it's getting out of control. And you can't blame the popularity on the show of that, because Fallout silences that. altogether. The latest versions that were out prior were fine. You know what I mean? They were fine. They didn't need to do that. Those attempts are clearly to get people that have already played the game to double dip. Those aren't just about reaching new players.
Bro, you know who the originator of Let Us Cook is?
Well, yeah, I get that, but that was
they burnt the fucking kitchen down. So much Let Us Cook.
Yeah, I don't think that decision was theirs though. They might have, you don't know, they might have had something.
To cancel the game was Sony's decision.
Mm-hmm.
Probably for a good ass reason.
We don't know. Who knows? But even if it was for bad, even if the game was bad, okay, that's like me. All right, Cold Blood, you specialize in, I don't know, you're a steak chef, right? And I own a restaurant, and you're my number one steak chef in the restaurant. And one day I come to you and I'm like, okay, you're in charge of our vegan menu. You're like, huh? What the fuck? They're like, yeah, you're in charge of the vegan menu. And you're like, okay, all right, okay, fine, fuck it. This is what I got to do. This is what I got to do. I don't like this shit, but this is what I got to do. So you're studying, like, okay, how the fuck can I deal with this? And then people are like, whoa, where's the vegan menu at? Where's our food at, Cold Blood? Now you would love to come to the counter and be like, look, this crazy motherfucker took me off of steaks, put me on vegan food. Like, you talk to them, but you can't do that. So you're like, look, bro, you gotta give me a chance. I'm working on this shit. I'm studying on this shit. I got some ideas. Let me cook. I'm come out, give you some good shit. Then all of a sudden I just come out of nowhere and I'm like, all right, well, you know what? Maybe what I did was stupid. Yeah, sit back and wait till I tell you to do something else. And then instead of just putting you back on steaks, I'm like, all right, go sell some sandwiches real quick. We got to make our money for all this time that you weren't doing anything. I can't blame Ben for any of that right now. That was total mismanagement from Sony because of Jim Ryan's paranoia after Activision Blizzard, Herman Hulse's mismanagement of carrying the torch from him. That was just total mismanagement. I haven't seen anything from Ben. I haven't heard anything from Ben besides let us cook, meaning let us give us a chance to do this. And I go pull the plug on it.
Not about 18-24's channel said, most PS4 owners already owned Fallout 4 and got the PS5 version for free.
Yeah, but it was Doriega. No. A lot of PlayStation owners bought it. That's why it went from 265th to the top 20. That wasn't PC, motherfuckers. PlayStation, look, after Fallout 4, PlayStation and PC, I would argue PlayStation, because we see the failure of Starfield. PlayStation is probably the most lucrative partner for Bethesda. Why do you think that A, they were so fucking pissed when Phil made Starfield exclusive, and B, even though Starfield released day and date on PC, it still didn't do shit? I think we're underestimating the power of PlayStation. But look, clip this or y'all can get mad all the fuck you want. It is what it is. PlayStation Marketplace is fucking kingmaker. Don't get me wrong. You got these instances to where shit will pew on PC here and there. You never know what it's going to be. But for consistent activity where you know you can fly, as long as you get yourself in a good groove, you can fly somewhere without too much guessing of how things are going to go, you go to the PlayStation Marketplace. Why the fuck then? Why would they even, Bethesda? Think about this, Doriega. Why would Bethesda be in talks to exclusively launch Starfield on PlayStation? Why would they do that? Knowing that they have a huge PC following. The PlayStation following must be that fucking big. And look, fact of the matter is, this generation, and that's another thing that PlayStation is banking on. This generation, got to be honest, PlayStation gamers are just buying shit, I guess, out of anticipation for finally finding the game that really makes them excited. They're buying a bunch of shit. Look at Sea of Thieves cracked the top 20. They're buying Sea of Thieves, they bought Grounded. Why the fuck do you think PlayStation is doing 80 versions of Last of Us and shit? So the reason why I brought all that up, Doriega, is evidence that no, PlayStation gamers bought the shit out of Fallout 4. Don't get me wrong, there were a lot of PlayStation gamers that, yes, like you said, just rebooted up their older versions. But no, even more bought the game. That's why it flew from 264th or 300. It was like in the 300th place. It shot all the way up in the top 20. That was PlayStation that was doing that shit, bro. I'm not saying there wasn't growth in other places too, but it was mainly, I think even Matt Piscatella even said that. If my memory serves me correct, I could be wrong, but if my memory serves me correct, I believe that there was stats or data out there that showed that PlayStation was seeing the largest contributor to that motherfucker shooting up. So no, man, it wasn't just PlayStation people playing their old versions. There were new PlayStation people buying that shit, bro. Yeah, PlayStation gamers been buying games like a motherfucker. Now people may say, well, how come the PlayStation first party game they ain't doing that? Well, traditionally every single PlayStation exclusive doesn't sell 10, 20, 30 million. See, here's what you guys don't understand. PlayStation, this 10, 20, 30 million, when did that start happening? Last generation. When did that start happening? Started happening on the latter end of the generation, wasn't it? Right? God of War came out 2017, latter end of the generation. Horizon, latter end of the generation. Even when the Final Fantasy remake games were latter end of the generation. We were originally in the first end of the generation where the attach rate wasn't as high, so less exclusive games were going to sell. That's why I said that's Square Enix's fault if they launched Rebirth in the first end of the generation, because when they launched Interchange in the latter end, they sold way more. Why? Because they made it exclusive and there were a whole bunch of consoles out. That's their dumbass fault. But the PlayStation Marketplace is fucking golden. And people are superficially looking at this wrong. Of course, if there's less consoles out, if like God of War Ragnarok launches to less consoles than God of War 2018 does, then of course less copies are going to get sold. Same with Horizon. That's not rocket science. Start looking at these PlayStation exclusives in the latter half and see what they sell. But it's not, but even in the latter half, every single PlayStation game is not going to sell 30 million copies. Why? Because their purpose is to bring you to the fucking motherlode of all markets, the PlayStation Marketplace, and get you to buy other games. It's the old mob mentality, which again, to me, this is not rocket science. You make more money going around the neighborhood, where's my 30%, where's my 30%, then you are out there running the streets yourself. This is what the mob used to shake people down for the 30%. Without lifting a fucking finger, PlayStation is going to every single publisher on this platform and saying, where is my 30%? That's more lucrative. That practice is more lucrative than it would ever be for them on any game if they ever sold. Even if their games were selling 30 million a pop, they would never reach the amount of money that they make from their entire fucking marketplace that has thousands of fucking titles and them going to collect their 30%. It's math, it's not rocket science. So yeah, we gotta understand that, man. The PlayStation Marketplace is fucking Zen-like and shit. It's Super Saiyan and shit. And PlayStation gamers this time around, they're looking for the games to buy and fill their catalog up. And PlayStation is looking at that. And I don't agree with the practice because I feel like their efforts are better used elsewhere. But there's like, oh, we can remaster that. Yeah, remaster that. If y'all are fucking buying Grounded, bro. The game that's on your screen right now, I'm about to switch it up because we're actually talking about PlayStation. I don't know, I forgot to switch up the slides. But South of Midnight, which doesn't interest me at all, I guarantee that when this game comes to PlayStation, it's probably the pre-orders are going to be crazy too. I bet you. Part of it is because of the anomaly of Xbox games being on PlayStation. PlayStation people are just buying the shit out of games now. So because of that anomaly, I think that they're gonna you're gonna see games that cannot survive on Xbox, but they're going to do well on PlayStation. And then Fallout 4, that wasn't PC and Xbox that did the majority of the weightlifting for that. It's fucking PlayStation. And PC could have been like close behind them. But if my memory serves me right, I think PlayStation led that charge. The PlayStation Marketplace is fucking humongous. And you are a fool unless you have a good business strategy like Nintendo, where you realize where exclusives are important. You're a fucking fool to not be on the PlayStation Marketplace. Final Fantasy VII benefited from 2020 COVID numbers. Yeah, Matt, Corey, I think that was a contributor too. But also there were way more PlayStations out there, PlayStation 4s, and with it being exclusive, it's just common math. That was Square Enix's fault. It's not everybody wanted to run and say PlayStation, and the PlayStation gamers didn't support it. No, there was only a slither. There are no 25% attachment rates for PlayStation games. There never was. That's what, in order for it to match remakes numbers or Intergrade's number, I'm sorry. In order for a Rebirth to match Intergrade's number, there would have had to been a 25% attachment rate. That's ridiculous. No way. There just weren't as many or enough, quote unquote, PlayStation consoles out to justify expecting equivalent numbers. The game has a certain attachment rate. So whatever you allocated for your budget or whatever your expectations were should have been associated to whatever that attachment rate was before. I don't know if it's wearing off yet, Corey. We'll see with South of Midnight. The PlayStation gamers, like we would have never thought that Grounded of all games would have, cracked pre-order numbers the way that it did. Now, it was only short-lived, but grounded. We'll see what's south of midnight. Doriega said, "I'll buy that shit." Yeah. Speak for yourself, brother. Speak for yourself. And I don't mean anything mean about the game, but my thing is that you tell me that if you tell me, hey, I like this game, the combat is a little bit bad, our conversation is over. Is this a combat-based game? Sure. Oh, okay. And the combat is bad? Yeah, okay. End of discussion. I don't give a fuck about the story. Make a Netflix, do a season of Netflix on it then if the story's so great. Don't give me a combat game where the combat is bad and then you're expecting me to play it. Fuck out of here. I don't care about all that other shit on the periphery. It's got to be a good game. Or I don't care about that other shit on the periphery if its main purpose isn't covered. If its main purpose isn't accounted for, then no. We ain't gonna do that.
So what did we learn, guys? Never trust Sony.
Oh shit, you went out, bro. Sony. You bought it. Cold blood.
Doing a live service game. Wait, I bought it?
Yeah, you bought it. You said never. You right when you explained what we learned, you bought it. Yoshida hit the button on you. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I said never trust Sony with a fucking live service game. That's what we learned.
Yeah, that is. I was thinking about that during the week, brother. Yeah, the Sony.
And as the developer, please never again. When you have a first-party studio on PlayStation side, never again be the one trying to make that live service game.
Yeah.
Like you are the one going to Sony and tell them we want to make a live service. Please. Ben should be the last fucking developer that did that. Never again.
Well, from what, and I can't remember if this was Detective Seeds or Meg that explained it, but what happened was, and again, this is the business side of it. So funding for that time period was going out only to live service titles, which again, that's the Sony mismanagement thing. And so if you're the manager of Ben, you're like, well, we gotta pay these people, we gotta pay these bills here, and we got these people here, and if we don't want to get laid off, we got to get on this live service bandwagon. So they, in order to get the funding that Sony was giving out, they went and pitched a live service thing to them, because that's what Sony was doing.
They got another disaster in the making with Marathon, so they're gonna fuck around and find out big time.
Yeah, that's mismanagement, and hopefully Nishino fixes it. I know somebody else in the comments said that, but yeah, hopefully they fix that shit, because it was Jim Ryan panic, man. Jim Ryan panic. And it kind of led to this. Jim Ryan's story, I don't think it's all bad. I'm not going to be one of those people like, Jim Ryan was a disaster. No, he did some cool business stuff. The Portal was under him and all that, he did some cool stuff, but it isn't all grits and gravy with him either. And I think the Achilles heel for Jim Ryan, I'm not going to blame it all on Activision Blizzard, but yeah, his lowest moment was, I'll say that, his lowest moment was how he handled Activision Blizzard. That was his lowest moment.
You know what? Now that you say it, I hope Xbox does not even think about getting Kepler. The ones that publish Expedition 33.
I heard that rumor. You think that there's any base to that?
Please don't. If they do, brother, it's done. This developer is
they're fucked.
Officially dead.
Do you believe that though?
Bro, I did not hear any rumors. It's just something that came to my mind when you said Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, because I've been hearing those rumors, though.
God damn.
I was hearing those rumors that, and I don't know where they came from. I haven't heard them. I'll put it to you like this. I haven't heard them from any sources, but I'll tell you this much. You're not going to hear it from a source unless Xbox legitimate. Like normally something like that when there's a purchase, that shit that's quiet as kept because the SEC is involved. That's why we didn't know about Bethesda. That's why we did not know about, and particularly didn't know anything about Activision Blizzard. The shit that you hear, trust me, 9 times out of 10, it's slow leaks. Like someone calls up Shinobi in the middle of the night. Hey Shinobi, yeah, we're gonna be doing this, releasing this game. That's a controlled leak, meaning someone within Microsoft, probably with the internal okay, is slow leaking something to somebody to see what the reception is, and then they play stupid about it later. You know what I mean? And then plus there's a lot of internal strife happening at Xbox. Like, remember when Mag was here and Mag said, hey, I'm not gonna say publicly, but there's the old guard at Xbox that feel betrayed by the new guard. And I said, said, tippity tap, 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 tap. Is this the problem? And what I said was reaffirmed. Cold Blood knows who it is. And you guys should be able to put 2 and 2 together if you've been following our content. And I said, oh yeah, I know that because I know how this shit happens. I know the tea leaves of how, you know, I understand what the byproducts are when XYZ happens. That's how we were able to tell you that, you know, who was behind this is an Xbox campaign. We told you who that was. We told you who was eerily not present at the Game Awards when the motherfuckers looked like someone shitted in their mouths when what's the name? When Astrobot won Game of the Year. There's a reason for all that. So yeah, there's a lot of internal strife at Xbox.
Oh yeah, and actually, Moss.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think any single Xbox game that came out is gonna be at the Game Awards this year?
Oh, there'll be games at the Game Awards, but will it be a Game of the Year in nominee? I mean, look, fuck, they put Hellblade made the Game Awards. Hellblade 2.
No. I mean Game of the Year nomination.
Oh, Game of the Year?
Indiana Jones is still...
No, absolutely no. There's no way.
No?
There's no way. If Indiana Jones makes Game of the Year, then somebody from Xbox pointed a gun to Jeff Keighley's pictures of Kojima, and it was like, "I'll pull the trigger." Oh my God! Okay. Phantom Dust will be nominated for Game of the Year. Fuck out of here! That's ridiculous. Come on, man! Don't make it too obvious. Just please don't touch it. Don't touch my pictures of Kojima. No, there's no way. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, will it win an award for best cinematography or whatever the fuck? Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, probably. Or will it be at least nominated for that? Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What would you say if Oblivion Remaster gets nominated for Game of the Year?
Oh my God. I mean, if they make a new category, best remakes.
No. Just like the fucking DLC of Elden Ring got nominated.
Yeah. Oh no.
What would you say if actually Oblivion got nominated, bro?
Well, I don't like that prospect because then they're gonna say, well, but some of the Capcom remakes got nominated. Why did Xbox tax? I don't know. I just don't. I think it's a great remake and it's a great way to modernize the game, and it's cool and all. I'm impartial to that being a Game of the Year nominee. I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what I mean?
But I could almost guarantee you some motherfucker over there is gonna try to pull that shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but I can see it happening. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sold on the coalition. Gears E-Day, if that does release this year, possibly. Doom: The Dark Ages. I mean, they seem to love Doom. The critics seem to love Doom. I don't know. They could put them. I mean, Doom: The Dark Ages probably is deserving. I don't know. I'm kind of like impartial to it. I'm not the biggest Doom fan, but yeah, maybe Doom: The Dark Ages. They could try Oblivion. I could see that. Because I could see them saying Xbox had one of its best years ever, and they didn't run away at the Game Awards. And look, Xbox's best is a Tuesday for Sony. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Like, and they are shitting on Sony when it comes to volume. Their subscription service, all right, okay, at this moment. But when Ghost of you
said, Xbox fans are going to claim E33 as a Microsoft game if it gets nominated.
Yeah, they will. They will. But but when Ghost of Yotei comes out and then Death Stranding 2 comes out, that's going to put everything to bed. Microsoft might get a nod because of Doom: The Dark Ages, but all this cutesy shit will be put to bed once those two games come out. Then you'll see the empirical difference between Xbox's best and PlayStation's best. So, and again, I'm not saying that it's all perfect at PlayStation. Now they are as far as volume is concerned. Like this is kind of sad in comparison to the barrage that they gave us last year. I mean, I don't expect them to have that same barrage every year, but this is kind of light in comparison to what they had last year. So yeah, when it comes to volume, yeah, but are we about quantity or quality? So, yeah. Oh gosh. Okay, so last but certainly not least, before we get out of here real quick, I know it's not your favorite subject, Cole, but I got to torture you. I'm an asshole. Switch 2 sold out. Does Does it silence all of our criticisms of the Switch? Is the Switch now going to be the ultimate gaming machine that
yes. I can no longer criticize Nintendo for nothing. Like, what is the fucking point in that?
720p 40 frames.
You dudes, you work overtime to make sure Nintendo is well fed now.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers are sitting there with a TV set up in front of GameStop and play fucking Smash Brothers. What can I even tell you at that point? Besides, holy fucking shit, your dedication in giving that motherfucking company your money is commendable. Like, goddamn. You sit there, bro. Like, imagine they have a whole ass TV setup, camping outside of GameStop playing Smash Brothers. What kind of fucking alternate universe is that, bro? Holy shit. No fucking PlayStation fan would ever do that.
Yeah.
For no fucking Sony, bro. I'm telling you.
Something now. Go ahead, keep talking. Go ahead. I was talking.
No, I am defeated by these dudes, bro. Like, I'm done talking, bro. Like, y'all got it.
I'm gonna log into my GameStop account, and I am going to let me look up Switch 2, because don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that there aren't a massive amounts of Switch 2s not being sold. Trust me, I'm not saying that. But I am hearing let me see. Sign up. Oh, coming soon. Holy shit. Okay. Oh yeah, they got the store tracked and everything. Oh no, that is right. I don't think they have let's try North Hills Village. Find items. So yeah, I don't doubt that there's a bunch of them being sold. I just don't know if the actual stores are all sold out. Because people have been saying that they've been able to go and buy I could be wrong. They're saying that you can go to a store and buy them. I could be wrong. So I switched the store. Change store. Let's go back to Edgewood Town Center. No, I can't find. Yeah, okay. So they're sold out even in the stores.
I mean, of course they are. Of course they are, bro. Like, what did you expect? Did you expect people to have some common sense?
Oh yeah, they're going. They going, man. They go. Damn.
Like I said, I can no longer.
I told y'all Nintendo Switch 2 was gonna do numbers.
No, I always knew it was gonna do numbers. I never doubted it.
We all knew, bro. We all knew that, but it's not the console that makes me worry. It's fucking Mario Kart being sold out. That makes me worry.
Yeah.
Because if you motherfuckers buy it up in fucking masses at $80, What's gonna stop Sony and fucking Xbox to raise it to fucking 80?
Exactly.
Like they have more of a fucking justification for it than Mario Kart will ever have to do so.
See here. All right, so here goes Mario Kart World 2. Oh, pre-order. Oh, okay.
And when I said the $50 range for games is perfect, I meant it. That is the perfect fucking range of price a game should be. 50 and under, bro. It doesn't break the bank, bro. You don't feel like you got fucking scammed.
Did they hold on? Did they lower the price of Mario Kart World? I think they lowered to because
it's $80.
Was it? Because I thought it was 80 for the digital. Oh no.
Well, yes, that is unfortunately the case in Europe.
I thought that was like that in the States.
No, y'all got lucky that physical stayed the same price.
Well, no, not necessarily. Because physical is 80, digital is 76.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get the 76?
No. Here's what they did. No. I'm looking. It says, because I'm looking at the store right now, and it says, Mario Kart World Nintendo Switch 2 is $80.
Yeah,
but I think it's $80 for both physical and digital here.
Yes.
Okay, it's $80 for both, but because I'm a pro member, I can get $4 off at GameStop. Ain't that some shit?
Holy shit! Oh my god! He escaped the price race. Holy fucking shit!
Off. Yeah, he does some shit. Yeah.
And how much you pay for this pro? Wait. How much do you pay for this pro membership? Exactly.
I think it's $20 a year.
Well, there you have your difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Get like 5 games and you have the fucking difference.
Yeah, I think it's $20 a year. That's fucking crazy, bro. I'm sorry. I don't care what you guys tell me. We can have. I know me, Cold Blood, Sean, Doriega. Shout out to Juice. It was a great show. We all had this conversation. Corey, I be seeing you out there. You be fighting a good fight on this one. Nintendo games are not worth $80. They're not.
Nope. Nah, never.
No, I don't give a fuck how, that's like me. Okay, prime example. I love Adamfall. Adamfall right now is my game of the year. Love it. I love Adamfall so much. I'm gonna come clean, and if someone says, "Hey man, sorry, bro, only way you can play this game is if you pay $80," I might do it. But would I do it knowing, would I cap for that $80 price? Fuck no. And would I support it knowing that even though I love this game, it's going to influence the entire industry? No game, no matter how much you love it, is worth influencing the entire industry to a price change that is not symptomatic of what you're getting. If we can get Clear Obscure, Cold Blood, I got to clip that part. Cold Blood hit it on the nail. If we can get games like Clear Obscure with 50 people at $50, That right there, my friends, is the problem. Game development is too bloated because it's better than $70 games out there with less resources and less people working on it. So the problem isn't we gotta pay these people more money. You saw Clear Obscure come out there and praise that they sold $500,000. That means that they did well with just 500,000 sales in 24 hours because they're not too fucking bloated. So all of y'all that are sitting there trying to tell, oh, this is what they got to do. No, I told you, Cold Blood illustrated as well before and today. The problem isn't what we're paying. The problem is the management. I get that development, AAA development is going up, but it's going up the way that they're doing it. It's too fucking bloated. We had MAG here. These motherfuckers are making six figures. When you pull, like, let's take Bungie for example. They got 300 people. Motherfuckers in six figures. From what you've seen from Marathon, does that look like a AAA effort from you to you? Now, granted, I know the game is $50, but it's going to hit you with microtransactions. This is a live service game. Why can't that game be free to play? Because their development is so bloated. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but wait. This game looks like the fake ads for mobile games, where they have some CGI shit going on, but this is actually a fucking game. It's like, bro, it's that fucking good.
It's crazy.
And for $50, bro, like the AAA industry has no excuses at all.
None. This just proved it. It's too bloated. Mag was right. That these motherfuckers, these elitist developers, I want to support the devs. When I say support the devs, I mean support honest dev efforts. But these motherfuckers have been eating caviar, cheese, and crackers and sipping martinis off your wages when you got to deal with wages being stagnant and all the other shit. I'm not trying to make this an economy class, but Clear Obscure kills that narrative. We need game development to be smarter. You know what I'm saying? More focused. Without all the bloat. Clearly, it's too bloated. Crazy. I'm not getting the cart for $80. There's no way. Look at Clear Obscure. And then for people that are saying, hold on, Moss. Hold on. Look. This is Mario. It's worth $80. Look at Clear Obscure. Look at fucking Mario Kart World. You're trying to tell me a 92 meta must-play game of that ilk, of that output, of that badassery, it can make it on 50, but Mario Kart can't? Did they ship coding over to China to finish the wheels on the fucking cart or something? Like, come on, what are we doing here? The industry did not raise prices last gen, and they're trying to play makeup and more. They didn't raise it last gen because they didn't have a justifiable reason to do it. Going from PlayStation 3 360 generation to the PlayStation 4 Xbox One generation, performance-wise, it wasn't enough leap to consumers to justify a $10 price hike. So they left the price at $60. But when you look at it, when you look at the PlayStation 5 versus the last time that prices went up at the beginning of the PlayStation 3, okay, now you can justify a $10 price hike. So games going to $70, I think, are fine. There has to be a balance, though. Somebody has to look at their studios and say, you got too much fucking bloat. And here's what I will say, and I will say this proudly. And PlayStation
18-24's channel said, Marathon is $40.
Okay, yeah, Marathon can be $40, but it should be free to play. That being said, and I thank you for that correction, Doriega. That being said, and I warned PlayStation of this. When you charge that premium price, if you motherfuckers have the gall to go up again to $80, I better get Spider-Man 2. The floor better be Spider-Man 2, Last of Us. Like, it better not be any less as far as output, performance, ingenuity, all that other shit. I better get Spider-Man 2 at the least type of quality all the way around. Because if you try to do some bullshit like how, what's that game? Rise of the Ronin was $70. You try to do some bullshit like that, I don't have a problem with saying to studios, we won't buy your shit and we hope that you close down. Because now I don't feel so bad about that. Because what will hopefully happen is all these developers with student loans and shit like that, they will humble themselves. They will say, we're not going to eat the finest cheese and the Wagyu beef and the caviar off of the backs of gamers. We'll get together and we'll make our 50-man teams and we'll start doing clear obscures and we'll start doing development lean and mean and effectively. And we won't just sit and relax off Big Daddy, big conglomerate company. And if you're going to do massive 200 to 300 employee development, you know that in order for you to get the support that you need, your shit better be stellar, or you're not going to get it. I'll tell you guys another game. Now, Cold Blood ain't too fond of this game because of some of its recent DLC actions, but again, it was my game of the year last year. The fucking founder or the founder of the team or somebody associated with Stellar Blade, he's the richest man in South Korea right now. Stellar Blade only sold like a few million. Well, I don't say only, but again, non-bloated budget, non-bloated development, AAA quality game. I'm looking at games like the one on the screen, Atomic Heart, Clear Obscure, Atom Fall, all these games that, like in the case of Atom Fall, you can, you can argue about its AAA-ness. I think it's like at the floor of like AAA output, but they did it with smaller teams and less bloat. And it's better than a lot of the AAA games that we got out here that are taking 7, 8, 9 years to develop. So what I'm seeing a lot of developers, these larger development teams, basically trying to pilfer gamers because they know the publishers are going to do it. And they're trying to live fat off of our wallets. Well, you better give us some fat shit in return. And if not, look at Remnant 2. Now, Remnant 2, I think is like a well-polished AA game, but still. if you're going to be AAA, you better give us AAA quality. If you're going to dare try to charge us that premium price, and it's not there in Mario Kart. I don't give a fuck how fun it is. Clear Obscure is fun. It's a must-play game. It's going to be a Game of the Year nominee. Y'all can't use that excuse anymore. It doesn't work. Development of Clear Obscure is surely on par with the fuck it took to make a fucking Mario Kart world. Give me that shit. That's it. We're done. Tired of capping for this shit. Now, Sony has proven themselves, but I will still warn them, be careful before y'all go up to $80. Not be careful. Seriously, don't fuck around and find out. Y'all better be the last to do that shit.
Marathon at $80. Let's go.
That's the tweet. Yeah. Fuck out of here. High on Life says, if Adam Fall can be worth $80 to MM, and then Red Red Edition is worth the 70. No, I'm just saying. Hey, look.
Juice said,
F Nintendo.
F Nintendo.
Hey, Juice and Doriega and everybody, we gotta run that back, man. So yeah, join the Discord. Here, I'm gonna put the link to the Discord again. We're gonna get out of here. While I put the Discord link up here, Cold Blood, any final words before we get out of here?
If your game ain't as good as Expedition 33, don't charge $50 or
Thank
higher.
You. I agree. That's the new standard. That's the new fucking standard. And if you don't know what you did, look, and if you don't know what they did, then number one, you have poor management. You're a developer under poor management. Now again, and I'm not advocating for people to lose their jobs, but we got to shake this shit up, because to me this is fucking ridiculous. I don't go with the people that say, but cartridges were such and such. That's the cartridge era. The cartridges were expensive to develop for. That's why prices were all over the place. Right? And don't forget there were batteries in the cartridges because, you know, they had to save your games with the Adventures of Link and all that other shit. So I don't talk to me about the cartridge era. When the disc era came, there was a stabilization of prices and how they went up. Shout out to PlayStation, even though I didn't like the motherfuckers back then. I gotta give credit to PlayStation for stabilizing the prices, because they realized if you want to have a commercially successful product that can do well with the mainstream, you gotta stabilize prices and you gotta have a fathomable cadence. I don't get why gamers are arguing against this norm that was set decades ago for the sake of the fucking companies that are just pilfering our pockets. I'm not saying that I want games to be $4.99 and that price forever, but there was a cadence developed, and when you are selling a product, I'm not on my knees saying, please, Big Daddy Company, please give us this price. No, it's a barter. It's a balance of, here's what I have to offer, working within a certain comfortability of the market and not going too far in any other direction. And PlayStation established that. Here was the bartering cadence. PlayStation 1 games came out $39.99. Some were $44.99, depending upon locality and exports and all this stuff. But $39.99 was the typical base price, right? Or was the typical ceiling. They went up next generation to $49.99. All right, with the PlayStation 2. Some were $54.99, based upon the same reasons. PlayStation 3 era, they went up to $59.99, right? And they stayed. That was the fixed ceiling, right? Now PlayStation 4 generation comes, not really that much of a leap across the board, so nobody raised the prices. Fine, because each clear difference between PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. Clear difference between PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. Even though the cell processor was difficult for most outside developers, the fucking best looking games. And everybody was saying this were the PlayStation 3 first party developed games. Sorry. And I wasn't even an advocate for them, but they were the best looking games out there. Sorry. When you went to the PlayStation 4, not that much leap as far as output. We were experimenting with technology, ray tracing and all the other shit. But it was really it was like a holdover period. It wasn't until the PlayStation 5 era that the technology go up significant enough to warrant a price raise from the PlayStation 3 era. But what should have happened between that time is developers humble themselves or publishers humble themselves and minimize the bloat. They didn't do it. Clearly they could have, because Clear Obscure is showing us that. So instead of keeping up with the cadence that was already established decades ago, greedy conglomerates, because they want to increase the bloat, and subservient consumers are now arguing for a price hike when developers are showing us they can give us AAA polished, AAA quality S-type games almost goddamn half the fucking price. Make it make sense. I tell you what, I'm not capping for it anymore. If development teams have to be fucking broken up in order for this to happen, then so be it. If you are working for a company that does not try to address the bloat, your game should not be supported. You might have to go call up Mikey and Johnny and Jenna and whoever went to school with you, and y'all get together like the makers of Clear Obscure, and y'all make a small team, and y'all do it y'all damn selves. Because there needs to be a reckoning in gaming, and you guys shouldn't be able to pilfer us when we know there is an ability to do better with less. Why do we always have to suffer? Why do we, the consumer, have to suffer from the companies offering us less for more and never hold them to the standard of they got to offer us more with less? Don't tell me, because of the business needs. Clear Obscure just showed you. It's not a necessity. Stellar Blade just showed you. It's not a necessity. I'm done. Join us on the Discord. Yeah. The Neo Geo had $300 cartridges and shit because they wanted to sell themselves. They thought what they thought is if they were trying to be like the Gucci, the Dolce & Gabbana of gaming and shit, the Louis Vuitton of gaming. Yeah, we're going to create this in increasingly high sticker price, and everybody will flock to our game. And it didn't work. Don't get me wrong. Their games output, the way they looked, were far superior. The tech was actually there. The games just weren't good enough. So it failed. Yeah. That'll be $90. Yep, it's crazy. All right, y'all, we're going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for stopping through. Again, I'll keep you guys posted. We're supposed to be continuing the project. I have a meeting.
Juice said, to be fair, these gamers kill these companies when they downsize. They can't have it both ways.
These gamers kill these companies. Oh, yeah. No, I get it, Juice, but I think when these companies downsize, they do smaller projects because they haven't. The problem is they won't address the bloat. Meaning how much money it takes to build something. So they think because they downsize, that automatically means that they got to offer less. And that's why I think people were upset about it. Because we were told, and I've echoed this as well, foolishly, cost development is too much. It's too high. Certain cost development is too much and too high. Or AAA cost development is too. No, you can get AAA results in much lower cost. We're getting hit with a barrage of games that show you this. You don't need 300 men teams to give you AAA experience. I get if it's a live service game that has to have continuous content, that's different. But if you're not giving me Last of Us 2, fucking Spider-Man 2 type of quality and above, I don't see the price. I don't see the reason for you to charge me $70, $80 for a game or 70 plus for a game. I don't see it. No, I'm not. Find a way to deal with the bloat. And if you don't know how to do it, hire the people at Clear Obscure, give them consultation fees, and let them train you on how to do it. That's how the industry does. Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna get out of here. This happens in business all over the place. For some reason, it doesn't happen in gaming. You know why it doesn't happen in gaming? Because the gaming consumer is the most unaware consumer to that business ever. Like you look at any other business out there, even technical business. Gaming consumers are the least aware when it comes to gaming business. Tablet consumers, they're aware. Phone consumers are aware of the business. Everybody else is way more aware than we are. So these companies get away with it. In the industry that I work in, our competition is fucking nuts. Like, we hate the other companies. We hate them. You get sit in a meeting and hear what's being said about the companies you compete with. It's, you know. That being said, when something happens that one of our competitors understands how to fix and the rest of the industry doesn't know how to do yet, because it's a threat to the industry, our competitors will consult with, I'll use us for example. They'll consult with us, they'll pay us a fee, and we willingly go to them and tell them what it is that we know. Why? Because if they all go away, it destroys the industry. It's not like, oh, everybody got eliminated, so it's, no, it just destroys the industry. It sends a ripple ties to the industry and makes the industry not lucrative and too shaky. So we need competitors. We just need to do better than them. So something that's disruptive like that, we even want our competitors to get a hold of. So we go, these people that we fucking hate, and they'll hire us, we'll hire them, and we'll do seminars or do like group things. How do I know this? Because I was responsible for going to our competitors, calling them on the phone, letting them know about something that we discovered on how to handle something that would have been devastating to our industry. And I actually had to create uniform commercial code, work with government officials to draft laws and codes to help the industry. This is not unique to what I do. It happens every fucking where else. If you make oatmeal pies and shit, and they find out that the oatmeal is being poisoned, they do this everywhere else, except in gaming. Gaming is the only industry where they don't have to figure out how to handle the bloat, because you guys are so unaware to the business. And you're unaware to your detriment. I understand if you didn't see examples before that the bloat can be handled. This year, we're being shown examples where the bloat can be handled. There is no longer an excuse to defend the $80, $90 game. Period. That's it. We're out of here, man. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Again, go follow us on Twitch. Here, let me put this in here. Twitch. I know you guys are not, a lot of you are not the biggest fans of Twitch, but we try to do game streams there, twitch.tv/HNDC Hub. But check us out there because a lot of our live content will be there. Depending upon our content, depending upon this project. If we get to finish this project the way that it's looking like they're going to do, then I might get my 4 hours back. You know what I'm saying? To live for a start until the guy that I'm covering for on something else comes back, and then we go back to our regular schedule. You know, but twitch.tv/HNDC Hub. Check us out there, or you can wait until the content comes over here. But if you want to interact with us live, go, you know, definitely check us out over there as we go live on most of the stuff. This we will still host in a row podcast here, but just so you guys know how content is going to flow. All right, but that's it. We're out of here. Till next time. Have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.